Welcome everyone to Totally Online Gaming Group's Twitch channel for our D&D 5th edition campaign, The Blackest Heart. We're glad you guys could join us. A couple quick announcements. As always, we got to give our shout out to our sponsor, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. So Jacob, if you want to take it away.
Oh, goodness, oh me. It has been a long time since I've been able to do this, so... Hey, everybody. I'm finally back. School, stuff like that. But, as you know, we have been sponsored by our lovely friends, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. Now, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies is a place that you can go for anything tabletop RPG needs. Dice, bags, dice trays, minis. In fact, if you would like a specific type of mini that you don't see in their shop, you can go on ahead and send them an email and go, hey, I'm interested in getting a Gynotar mini, and I don't see it on your shop. Is there a way that you can get me a Gynotar? And they can reply back, and details can be made from there. And, as far as I still know, if you go on there and you put in the code TOGG15, you can get 15% off of anything in the store. Now, 15% off anything in that store can be amazing depending on what you're going for. Heck, it can be amazing for anything that you're going for. So yeah, be sure to stop by Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. I'm sure the link is already in the chat, but yeah, thank you guys for continuing sponsoring us. Back to you, DM.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Jacob. All right. Also, real quick sound check. Can everyone who's listening hear me? Anyone in chat? Let me know if my volume is too low or not. I've been trying to adjust my mic position. Want to make sure I can be heard clearly, since I've on a couple of the streams it's been a little quieter. So I'm trying to fix that. So let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. But other than that, just a couple other quick announcements that we have to put out. We are currently part of the Extra Life charity drive. So what I want you guys to take note of is that Extra Life is a wonderful charity that donates to children's hospitals to help kids that are sick, some dealing with cancer or other serious diseases, and we want to be a part of that. So we are part of the charity Extra Life charity drive that is going on all the way through Extra Life weekend, which is November 6th, 7th, and 8th, where I'm actually part of a team with Valdrianth, also known as Rosie Raid, and her Raptor Pack team. And you guys can follow that link that I just put up to the Extra Life campaign that goes to the team page. And please donate. Even $1, just helps out. It's going to a great cause. So please feel free to dig into your pockets and do that. And speaking of dig into your pockets, one thing that I'm doing in order to help that is any subs that we get from now all the way until the end of the Extra Life charity drive, I am going to match for every sub point. I am going to match that dollar per point. So if we end up with 100 sub points, $100 coming out of my pocket straight to the charity. So feel free to make me spend money by subscribing or gifting subs, anything like that. I'm more than willing to do my part that way. Also, tomorrow, just to put this out, be doing the Tailspire collaborative build stream that I do with Klein NF. And we actually have two of the developers from Tailspire are going to be with Klein and I and our buddy Danelle in that collaborative building together. We're going to ask them some questions about stuff. We're going to have some fun, and it's just going to be a blast. So come join us for that too. And that'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then last thing, next week is going to be our Halloween episode. Yes, it'll be the 28th. But that is, when we do Wednesdays, so that'll be our Halloween episode. And yes, I will be dressing up. And raise your hand if you're dressing up. Okay, we've got 2.5, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure
No
Diane.
promises.
No promises from Diana.
Only because I forgot.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Speaking Beast. Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well,
Holy fuck.
I said make me spend my money. Thank you, Speaking Beast, because you're gonna help me do that. I appreciate it. That's awesome. All right. Well, that's a good way to start it off, right? That's amazing.
That is awesome.
All right. I think that's it for announcements, though, everyone. Unless anybody's got anything else. No. Okay. Well.
All I know is I can keep hearing your phone.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not my phone. That is the alert sound for all those gift subs. So, all right, but there we go. I think that's it for announcements. So, without any further ado, we bring you The Blackest Heart. All right, and we are back. So, to recap, because it has been kind of a long while since we had a full regular tech level stream happening, and a lot happened. We had some bad internet that we dealt with on a couple occasions, and some other technical issues on others. So we've been kind of behind on that. So need to kind of fill everyone in on really where we left off. Where we left off was Diana and Jacob had gone on a date. And while out on their date, they did several wonderful things, including visiting the library, checking out some books, maybe permanently, as well as taking a nice stroll through the city, both of which were disguised at the time being to hide their true identity since they are wanted. But even with that, they felt their disguises were doing well and keeping their true personas hidden, and decided to enjoy themselves. They managed to make their way down to have a lovely lunch at an inn and tavern that Diana was really in the mood for rabbit, and she managed to find some amazing rabbit, as well as a new favorite drink. Which is a lot sweeter than pretty much anyone planned on, but it's something that she really enjoyed. Then they whisked themselves to the top of the Church of Pelor, standing up on the roof, looking over the city, and enjoying the sun as it set that evening. Actually, I missed, you went to the park as well. Where you went and hung out in the park, and Jacob actually read stories to Diana as she curled up next to him. But then they managed to make their way to the church and dimension doored up onto the roof, where they watched the sun set over the skyline of the city walls, and the ocean, which was a little bit off in the distance just past the main city walls. And it was a beautiful date, a beautiful time, and they realized, and I think it was it Diana or Jacob? I cannot remember, it's been a little while, that decided to write in their book about this is something that we should do more often, as in take time
it was
to enjoy
me.
the yeah.
So she actually took his notebook and wrote it down for him, but it was Diana's idea.
That's what it was. So she wrote down.
It was me.
Yep.
It was see all the places again that they visited.
Once
before.
he gets his eyesight back, it was to go back to every place they've seen.
Every place they've seen. And I think it was also mentioned that we should also share these lovely experiences. We should have our dates, but we should also share these things with the group. I think there was a mention of that as well. In the meanwhile, Rogar, Eurydice, and Zeroth decided to do a little bit of shopping and exploring the city, where Zeroth ended up spending a good portion of his day exchanging his labor in order to have some gauntlets made, to basically get them moved up in the queue that one of the blacksmiths in town had a very busy arrangement and couldn't really just pop something out quick. So he exchanged some labor and managed to help him out, which allowed him to say, okay, look, I'll move this up in the order so that we can get this out to you in a shorter period of time. While he was doing that, Rogar and Eurydice made a trip to a very fancy jewelry store, where Rogar
No, Zeralt was there too. We went there before.
Oh, you went there before he went there. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, again, it's been a while.
Don't worry, if you ever need help with continuity,
yes.
I'll up here. I remember everything.
Yes. You're the one with the keen mind feat, not me, that's for sure. So,
no, that's Zeke.
Oh,
I'm observant.
But you went to go get some jewelry because Rogar wanted to get essentially a promise ring for the young maid in town who was working at the inn and tavern that they were staying at, who he had had a romantic night with, because he was looking to the future and to someday having his kingdom and needing a queen by his side. And he decided, she's good stuff. Maybe I should, start wooing her. So he went to go get a promise ring, which, when suggesting that, Eurydice pulled out a ring that she'd been carrying in her pocket for a long, long time, and didn't really know why, but she knew it must be important, otherwise I wouldn't be carrying it. But as she pulled it out, she caught a vision. Or I should say, not really a vision, but more a whisper of a memory that implanted itself in the back of her mind and would not let go. A name, the name Lee. And it stuck there. And as they moved into the jewelry store, she slipped the ring on her finger. Rogar, looking around the jewelry store and being a little bit overwhelmed with the choices available there, eventually decided on a custom-made pendant that he described in detail to the artisan and shopkeep who worked there, and assured him that, yes, for a price, we can get this done for you in the time you request. After that, everyone met back up in the inn.
No, Eurydice's got a dog.
Oh, that's right, the dog.
An emotional support dog.
An emotional support dog. What's the name of that dog again?
Her name is Daydream.
Daydream.
But for Eurydice specifically, it's Lee.
So yes, Eurydice almost bought a little fluffy purse pal, but instead decided upon an older dog that seemed to just attach itself to her almost immediately. And she took the dog with her, named it, and has introduced it to the rest of the group as Daydream. But when they
have a nightmare.
Yes. And a Daydream. We have both now.
Yes.
And when they arrived back at the inn, and everyone met back up, Diana took some time to meditate. And during her meditation, she attempted to reach out. I believe you first tried to reach out to the twins, specifically to Kaya. And as she reached out, she managed to make contact and have a conversation, finding out that the twins were not terribly far away, but, not like, oh, we can be there in an instant. And Eurydice, who had decided to sit with Diana, unwittingly found herself in the same starfield realm that Diana has been visiting on a more frequent basis, where a specter of an old woman appeared before her and told her that, things just aren't right. You're not doing what you should. You're following the wrong path. Now, upon waking from that, many questions have arisen.
Didn't Diana also contact Soon?
Soon, yes. She did also contact Soon. Trying to remember the conversation that occurred there. Yes, it was in regards to something that Zeroth has been keen on trying to figure out. He has been trying to find a way to protect himself and perhaps the others from vicious poison and acid and things of the like because of his combat in the arena with Eurydice at his side. He found out the hard way that sometimes that poison can be really painful, and he didn't want to experience that again. And so questions were asked of Soon as to, well, where can we find certain creatures that may have hides that are resistant to such things? In which he gave them a few answers. One is that, well, green dragons are one that have resistance to such poisons, black dragons to acids, things like that. They also learned of another creature that is resistant to such things, called a guardian naga. And doing some of their own research, mostly I believe in Jacob's head, as well as their own in Diana's tales that she has heard over time, have discovered that, perhaps guardian nagas are not what we should go after, as they tend not to be bothersome. They stick to themselves and tend to be on the side of things that are good and well ordered, whereas the green dragons typically are the opposite. And so it has been discussed as to whether they should go after one, now that they do know the location of such things. They ended up all going to bed, and as they were drifting off to sleep, Zeroth lay in his bed. The axe that he had won in the arena, propped up against the chair next to the bed. A faint glow comes off of it, and he hears, more in his head than through his ears,
"Still puny,"
in the voice of his lost brother. And that is where we ended. So, it is the next morning, and surprise, surprise, you guys probably haven't heard it, the players have, everyone is now level 10. Woohoo! So, that is where you are. It is morning. The sun has just started coming up. Light coming through the windows. And it's just a kind of a pleasant, quiet morning. So what would you like to do?
So, Diana, now that she's awake, she is going to immediately go to wherever Eurydice is asleep. And not even, knock. She's just gonna swing open the door and just loudly yell, "Rise and shine!"
Yeah, no, Eurydice has been awake for a while. She's just laying on the bed, petting Daydream, and just staring blankly and just totally disassociating from the world. Just
if Diana sees her not responding, she's gonna go over.
She'll respond, but it's just like, hey, yeah, okay, give me a second. And then she'll get up and be like, okay.
I feel like Diana would have been loud enough though that the rest of y'all heard her. She was not quiet with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to wake up everybody.
I'll
Good
remember
morning.
this.
I'll remember that. Oh, that reminds me. Jacob, can you and possibly Zeroth head down to the market for me? I need you to buy some stuff for me.
I had head out there anyway.
mean,
I need 250 gold pieces worth of incense and then 4 ivory strips that are about 50 gold each.
Oh, okay.
I found something while we were at the library the other day that I took a quick peek at and I want to try it.
All right.
Just is going to summon a demon.
No demons this time. I mean, I've never summoned a demon, regardless of the point. So, I found something that I think I can use to actually get more information on the stone.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, the spell was called, Legend Tale? Legend Story? Legend something.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be tagging along with you, Zeroth, if you're all right with it.
Sure, don't know what the hell I'm looking for, but
He does.
okay.
I actually needed
At
to get
least-
some supplies myself anyway, so...
I would hope Wizard Boy knows what I'm looking for.
I know what incense is, and I know what ivory strips are. Of course, I know what I'm looking for.
Sure.
I carry around, and he's gonna reach into his component pouch and just start naming off random materials that he has.
And she's just gonna lean over to Zeroth and go, so how long do you think until he realizes the joke I was making about knowing what I'm looking for?
Like, I'm sitting here holding
I didn't want to say
charcoal.
it.
Charcoal!
And Eurydice is just like listening patiently, just like, mm-hmm. Yeah, go on.
And
Like
then,
she's like totally patronizing him.
and then, you know, I have a few owl feathers. No, they're not from him. I keep a piece of nicely cured leather that I have to get every
Jacob.
single time I do it.
Jacob,
Yes.
we're giving you shit. Cause are you sure you know what I'm looking for?
I'm gonna
Eurydice
go.
will just pat him on the back.
Alright, let's go Zeroth. Let's go find some fun food. Fun things to get.
Oh,
Alright,
that also...
I get they're digging into you. Don't sound like a depressed Nancy.
No, it's fine.
Hey, at least I have my attitude back.
That's true. Why is it always blind jokes?
Because you're blind, and that's the only thing we can make fun of you for, because everything else you will literally outsmart us.
Honestly, I don't know why you don't embrace those blind jokes. That make them
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's hard to embrace the things you can't see coming.
Uh,
Anyway, let's go find the incense and the ivory.
I will ruin everyone's day right now.
I have out of character question for you, Z.
Yeah, what's up?
Since Jacob sees the world through Harim, is he like playing a third person RPG game? Does he have like a mini map in the bottom?
I mean, it's basically that for the most part. It's you know how in Call of Duty they have the thing here,
Yeah.
the camera. That's about what it's like.
Ah.
So, anyway, let's go get those incense and ivory.
Yeah, that sounds like
You
a
need
fun
anything
time.
else while we're out?
A world to live.
I mean, no.
I'll be sure to grab that guano amongst the stuff that I need.
Actually, one other thing. You don't really have to, like, look hard for it if you don't want to, but if you might possibly consider looking into how exactly warrants work, and if the people who issued the warrant happen to die, does the warrant still stand?
probably only gets bigger.
Well, no, here's the thing. Somebody issues a warrant or a bounty out for you. If the people who issued it died, they can no longer pay the bounty. So does the bounty still stand?
You just pay the
I've
bounty
never
for
been
yourself.
wanted before, so I'm curious.
We'll find out. Like, probably not here, but we'll find out.
Technically speaking, if Mr. and Mrs. Redstone both croaked, can we still be arrested?
Can I do the honors?
Depends. How do you depend on the word croaked? Are you
Yeah,
croaking as in you're choking them?
Oh,
No, they just
turning them
happened
into
to come across
frogs, or
They just happened to come across a
Small elven
unfortunate
girl.
event that
They-
makes them no longer breathing.
They happen to come across a
What are
small
they,
elven girl,
They-
and she stabs them in the throat.
They have been
Exactly.
diagnosed with unalive.
Exactly.
you know, I
But
heard
no,
a story about
realistically
something like that
If
once.
if both Redstones died, they can't pay the bounty on us anymore, and therefore the people who were trying to take us to court are no longer alive to take us to court. So
Well,
would we
hopefully
be
they don't have
off scotch free? No, I'm pretty sure they don't have children.
I mean, it honestly will just have to depend. I probably won't go out of my way to try to find that here, as
No.
most likely getting that information has me to walk in there.
Yeah.
And I'd
That's
rather
why I
not.
was more so thinking the big guy. Mr. Stone Thrower Impersonator.
You mean the gnome crusher?
He is the gnome
That
crusher.
too.
What do you mean?
I still feel bad for that.
I don't. That was awesome.
It was
Anyway.
really
I guess I can ask about your piece of paper.
Well, cause like, don't make it obvious. Just walk in and simply ask.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna walk right in. I need specifics on this person. I need the amount that the warrant is due, and I wonder how much that currently is, and if I could turn it in. No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, wow.
I'm
Let's
pretty
go.
sure if we tried to pay the bounty on ourselves for turning ourselves in, it would not work the way it would. Most people would think it would work.
Ooh.
I mean,
While you're
couldn't
there,
we just
can you
pay it
also
off?
see if there are any bounties for me? I want to see if I'm wanted.
Why does
Nobody
everybody want to
wants
know
me.
if you're wanted? Just wait for somebody to tell you that you're wanted. Anyway, let's go.
I want you, Eurydice.
Yeah, let's go.
And she shoves Diana's face away.
And she was going in for a hug too.
All right, see you guys
Not
when we
like
get
that.
back. I'll
Anyway,
message one
I'm
of you
gonna
guys
go-
to figure out where
I'm
you
gonna
are.
go wake up Mr. Religious Boy and hope to God he still has pants on. And she's gonna go to Rogar's room to wake him up.
She's gonna follow because she wants to see if the lady love is there.
Uh-oh.
Rogar, do you
So
still have
Diana
pants
sees
on?
When you finished
immediately-
that sentence, my brain just thought you just wanted to see him naked for a second.
No,
But
I just
no,
want to
Diana's gonna immediately just start constantly banging on his door rapidly, going, Rogar, wake up, Rogar.
Eurydice will join. She's like, Rogar. We're just making his shit ton
Rogar
of
would
noise.
definitely be awake. No. I've done my morning prayers. I've prepared my spells.
Understandable.
All right,
I
and
like to think
do you
you're letting this
have?
go on. I like to think you're letting this go on for like 5 minutes, maybe, while you're
Just
just
out of
going through your
spite,
daily
like,
task. And
He's
we're
just
banging on
getting
the
all
door.
cleaned up.
Just completely ignoring the two hyperactive girls outside his door.
And do you
I can
have?
live for a really long time. I can spare the amount. I can spare the 5 minutes to just do this forever.
And do you have any company with you this evening, or this last evening,
Morning.
Rogar?
I know she came back with me,
Okay.
so I'm assuming she's just chilling.
Yeah.
What kind of chilling?
Sure,
Is
she's
it
probably
a
still
next-
asleep.
Is
She's
it a
chilling
Netflix
like-
and chill kind of?
But yeah, after like a minute or two, I'll just be like, get the door. And I'll walk
Oh.
over and open the door.
All right. And when you say that, she is doing the typical movie teenagers caught in the act of hiding under the bed, under the sheets, like just like have them up over her head.
Everyone knows now.
And Eurydice is immediately like, I can still see you.
Yeah, that's not a very good hiding.
Yeah, no, I
Effort.
see everything.
Do you? What do your elf eyes see, Eurydice?
Very awkward.
It's kind of a weird thing
Anyway,
to say
I'm
to somebody
actually
who's
pause. I will be right back.
Okay.
I can see everything.
So
I see all.
so you see all. So what you do see is a woman hiding under the sheets, and you assume it is the same one that Rogar has been spending time with. Yes.
Working.
Rogar, she seems way out of your league.
How could you say that if you can't even see her under the sheet? You just see a body silhouette. She's out of her league. What? Does a
Hard to
corpse
tell.
not fit either?
Dang! Whoa!
Well, I don't care. I guess would be the correct answer here.
Okay? As long as you love and cherish her and just, like, don't lose her. Because then you'll have to answer to me and I get to stab you. I am very protective of relationships. I don't know why.
Okay, that about to be my next question is why.
I don't know why. But if anything happened to Diana and Jacob's relationship, someone is getting stabbed.
Well, I mean, I did tell you about my track record, but
I know.
I have added some whatever they're called protocols, as I just made up this word.
Okay, as long as you're doing everything you can to make sure she's safe.
Yeah.
Cool. You have an understanding.
Lightning, well, will come to her aid. Oh, your name was Lightning for a second.
That sounds fantastic.
That's right. It's lightning.
You were in my head as well.
Please make Lightning say ka-chow at some point.
So when you knock on the door, do you open the door? You said.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you get. That's what you're to see. You and Diana see Rogar standing there. I assume you are wearing pants. And
I'm wearing my whole entire
oh, that's right. You said you went through your whole routine.
I'm about to put on my armor.
Okay.
I'm wearing my clothes that go under my armor because I'm very
Alright.
protective.
All right. So
And Eurydice is like, well, I don't know what Diana wanted, so I'm just gonna go back in our room. So bye.
She's just
Okay.
T-posing over there. I'm just like, stasis spell, very powerful.
Yeah, you're welcome, bud.
so so while you are doing that, Zeroth and Jacob, I assume you are heading out to go do the shopping that you wanted to do, or that you were tasked with.
Yep.
Yes, we'll also be stopping by the blacksmith.
Okay.
Alrighty.
At least I will be. I don't know if you want to tag along.
I'll join.
So you're walking your way in that direction. On your way to the blacksmith, you are passing the market area. If you
Oh,
wanted
shit.
to stop there
And
on
he
your way
snaps.
there.
He snaps, and this time not actually having to look at his spellbook because he's used it quite frequently. He snaps, and his form shimmers into a elf with white hair, kind of an older looking elf, and then the owl stays and turns into, like, you watch her feet just, and he flips into a raven.
If you
I don't know
do
how to
that
tell you
still-
this, but that looks creepy as shit every time you do that in front of me.
Are you still in the Are you still in the inn when you do that?
I'd
I
be
thought
like,
we were near the market.
Yeah.
we're about to walk through the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, Eurydice would be like, You remind me of someone, but he was cooler.
Yeah, that's great. So, yeah, it is kind of strange, but as being in a town that technically kind of wants me dead, you know, easier to
Didn't
just
do that before we left, though.
Honestly, I got berated enough that a lot of things just kind of you lose track. But
Okay,
hey,
then.
it's fine now. What's anyone gonna say? And he like looks off to the side to see if anyone is just staring at him.
I was gonna say someone just watching us.
What did I miss?
Everything.
Well, fine.
Everyone died.
Yep.
Everyone died.
We got
That's
a
New
a
character
lot.
sheets right now.
Hey, we had a
Nuclear
TPK.
bomb. Nuclear bomb just went off.
Nuclear bomb.
Yeah, did you ever hear of randomly summoning Taras using wild magic? That's what happened.
Is
I was trying to
Rogar
dance, and you know,
Yeah.
is Rogar still in front of us?
Who's doing karaoke?
Yes. Yes.
The reason I asked is because Diana would actually ask Rogar if, so I have to sit down with Eurydice because she wants to try something that we discovered last night, and I was wondering if you could watch over us both just in case. I am starting to talk like Jacob. Wow, I don't like that.
That's what couples do. Yeah, I can watch over you.
I don't know how long it's going to take. What I thought was going to take like 10 minutes took 10 seconds last night. So I have no idea how time works when we do this, apparently.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you, Rogar. Only because, if something goes wrong, you were probably one of the only people actually strong enough to make sure we don't die.
I thought it was
You two left!
No,
By
it's
the
fine.
way, I just looking at Jacob and he just looked
Like,
very
I'm
upset
offended.
for nowhere.
Rogar's the only one who can heal. So
I am also the healer, but I could also take down Xerath. I'll just use divine power. Yeah, found your weakness, man.
I just realized that like my bag has been filled with bat shit for a bit, and I don't even use anything that needs it. I need to clean it. I need to clean it pretty badly.
Very careful.
Oh, wait! And he, jokingly, because he can now do this, he pulls out his bag and just kind of slams his hand against it, and all of a sudden, looks like just as he just bought it.
does it wear off in an hour?
Sure doesn't. Looks completely clean.
Oh, was it prestidigitation?
Sure is.
The all-purpose cleaning spell.
All right, there we
That's
go.
how
All right.
That
That's
shit
how the
problems.
laundromat. That's how the laundromat in town works too. by the way, so. All right, so as you two are walking past the market, and you did your quick change there. You realize you could continue on past the market and go to the blacksmith's first, or you could stop at the market now. Either way, it's up to you guys how you want to do that.
Might as well hit the market. We're already here, and then I can go over there and grab my items and be done with it.
All right. So, Jacob will walk into a pretty standard items shop as he kind of goes for when he needs to get his stuff for his components.
Okay. You find one of the open air stalls is definitely selling random magical components. Not super organized. As you can see, some of the things you wouldn't necessarily group them the way they are. In fact, yeah, maybe that tincture right there and the basilisk powder should not be that close to each other because of the reaction if one of them to... That would be bad. Maybe they should move those things. But
You just see Jacob kind of slightly just. There we go. Just.
other than that, I mean, there's quite a variety of different unguents, tinctures, powders, dusts, random weird substances that only really wizards and other spellcasters ever really want. But they seem to be laid out, and the market itself is filled with the normal sights and sounds that you are used to when you go to the market. You're hearing plenty of people, even at this hour, have already gotten out. Most people are heading to the stalls that have bread and other foods and things like that, and getting stuff for their breakfasts and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of good smells coming up around you as well, but it's starting to fill up.
Gotcha. All right. So, he will kind of go over to a counter and talk to whoever's there. We'll say kind of like a greeting in Elvish, and then continue on with. So I'm looking for I'm looking for specifically a lot of incense, maybe 250 or more worth, and then a few ivory strips, about 50 gold for each.
Did she say what incense that she wanted, or is it just incense?
It doesn't specify.
It is just incense in general.
Cabbages.
My cabbages!
So yeah, you're able to find those things, kind of digging around a while. The owner of the shop, whoever it is that's actually running things, doesn't seem to be too, hands-on with anyone. They're kind of just standing back, letting people do their thing and letting you look around. And you manage to find it. It's not, like I said, the way things are ordered is a little bit off, and it takes you a little bit of time. But you do manage to find the incense, you find the ivory, you find those things. Is there anything else that you are looking for?
Jacob will then go back and around and looking for a rod of amber or pieces of amber that are out and about, as well as a thing of something that he doesn't normally carry on him, which is soft clay.
Okay. All right. How much are you looking for of the amber and the clay?
Clay is about 5 pieces, and then when he comes to his amber, he's looking for maybe 3 or 4.
Okay. Let's just see. Okay, yeah, you're able to find actually a small pouch that has several pieces of amber in it. You know, just at first glance, you can see there's at least like 8 or 9 pieces in there. And then you actually find a jar, just this glass jar that is about 3/4 of the way filled with a large lump of clay filling this jar. Think of like a mason jar. It's about that size.
All right. So he'll set that over there, and it's like, all right. So how much for the lot of this?
All of that? 1 second. Pulls out an abacus and just starts going back and forth. He goes back. Let's see. The incense and the ivory, that's actually quite expensive right there. amber, clay. About 650.
All right, and he will kind of like below the counter, just real fast, getting the standard 500 gold, and then he will reach in. You said it was 650.
Yes, 650.
All right, and he will put that one bag, and then he will reach into his coin pouch and pull out 150 gold and set it on the table as well. That should suffice right there.
And the guy picks up the bag, starts looking through. Keeps looking through. And about 2 minutes later, he's like, "All right, that seems like about right."
All right. Well, thank you. And Jacob's like slowly just kind of and he didn't change like the places that his pouches or anything sat, so it still looks like he is just touching him like where it's supposed to be and putting it in the specific spot, so it doesn't look like he is literally going through his clothes and stuff like that.
So it looks like you're wearing the same arrangement of where things are. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
Just different like coloration and such.
Yeah, you just change the general look of it, not necessarily the placement of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He then gets everything into different pouches and bags and kind of waves and heads out the door, assuming seeing a waiting Zeroth outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that heavy at all?
I mean, no, but yes.
Do you want me to carry it or no?
He slowly slings off one of the larger bags that's carrying the blocks of incense and the ivory strips, and he's like, hey, yeah, you can just take that one.
All right.
It weighs nothing.
So get this off to the mechanic then?
Yes.
Not the mechanic, the fucking blacksmith.
Yes. Yes. The gauntlet mechanic. So.
Oh yeah, that one.
The maker of things, right.
Yes. So you make your way down towards the gauntlet mechanic. And when you get there, he sees you approaching. And he's like, just in time. Got it done for you.
Oh, right on.
So he pulls out these gauntlets. It's like, have a look. Hands them over to you so you can inspect them. They look pretty well done. I mean, this was a rush job. He did, move them up in the queue, so the shape of them is, it's not artisan work by any means. These are very rugged looking, very rough, but they do look sturdy.
Oh, good. I guess I'm gonna try and put them on, see how they feel.
Okay. As you slip them on, they seem to move fairly well. They fit you. There is a little bit of discomfort as they are not, perfectly formed. Again, he says, "Had I more time, I could make them much better. But considering the rush, this is what you get."
Well, thank you. I guess I'm just gonna go punch a tree. See how that works then.
Well, I guess.
I'm just gonna go punch a tree.
All right then. You could try. Here, he points over, and there's practice. There's actually like weapon practice dummies that are set up near his shop. Mostly, he said, "I'll test the swords and things on these. You might try this."
Don't break it.
Don't break it.
All right. Yeah, I guess I can use the dummies.
Okay. So just roll to attack. It's
Okay.
not hard to hit, but you could
No.
you could roll a 1.
Good. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
Ah, well.
Yeah, you smack it good.
Sweet.
And you actually do 1d4 plus your strength modifier in damage when you're punching with these.
1d4 plus strength mod. Okay, cool.
So, and I will probably have to add, build those up and add those to your sheet for you. But
Alright.
that can be done, later. If you just remember, they're 1d4 plus your strength, and they're basically considered an improvised weapon. So it's going to
Okay.
follow the same rules as an improvised weapon. So 1d4 plus your strength modifier, and your to hit is going to be just your strength modifier for the attack, not your proficiency, because it's an improvised weapon.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Alright, I guess I'll need to annotate that.
All right. So that is the gauntlets. Is it... Anything else I can do for you?
No, I think that should do it. Thank you very much.
All right. So back at the inn,
Hey.
the ladies in
Yay.
Rogar, what are you doing?
All right. So after Rogar agreed to watch over them for a bit to make sure that nothing goes wrong, because technically this is still a stone of death.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, she is going to gesture for Eurydice to sit down in front of her. And she's like, okay, so
Eurydice
this is
will
gonna be
do
different.
so, but she's having Daydream sit like right next to her with Daydream's head in her lap. Because, emotional
So-
support dog.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how you ended up in the meditation with me last night.
Neither do I.
It might be easier now that we're doing it on purpose, or Karma might say go fuck yourself and make it even harder, just
Knowing
for the
my
principle
life,
of
it'll
the
be
thing.
harder.
So, how do I do this?
How do you usually do it?
I normally just sit here holding the stone and go for it, but I can't have you hold the stone. No
Why
offense.
don't you hold the stone in your hand and I put my hands around yours?
We could try that. I'm telling you now, though. Don't take the stone.
Why take the stone?
Look, we've had somebody else in our group who had sticky fingers who didn't know how to keep them to herself. I get concerned.
The only sticky fingers I have are for people who are not in my group, and I need to sacrifice people to my demon.
Aw,
Daddy.
do you care about us? Admit it, you love us.
Regrettably.
You love us.
Regrettably so.
You're developing emotion!
No, I hate it.
Alright, so Diana's going to sit down and she's going to hold the stone tightly like she always does, just
Eurydice
trapped
will
in
wrap
her
her
hands.
Eurydice will wrap her hands around hers.
And they will begin the meditating. And Diana will try to focus this time, rather than on herself, she will actually focus on trying to get to Eurydice's spatial area, that rather than her own. So she's focusing more on Eurydice's mind and heart than her own.
Okay.
Eurydice is just trying to find that dark spot that she wasn't. She's just focusing on like what she remembers from that spot. She's trying to find that again.
Okay. So I need both of you to make wisdom checks. And this is just a check, not a save. So,
You're not OP.
I got a 19!
you got a what? You broke up at the end.
I got a 19.
Okay.
I got a
17 plus
16.
2.
What was that, Eurydice?
16.
16. Okay. So, as you sit down, cross your legs, and Diana, you're holding the stone and you're focusing, trying to focus on Eurydice and the stone. you feel yourself drifting away. And as you're drifting away, you once again find yourself in that black space filled with pinpoints of light, the field of stars. Eurydice, you also drift into this field of stars.
Can Diana actually see Eurydice this time?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Diana is actually going to test to see if she can at least hear her by asking just literally that, Eurydice, can you at least register that I'm here?
Eurydice, give me a sign.
Give me a sign.
You know we were playing Phasmophobia, boys.
I know.
Oh.
Roll me another wisdom check, Diana.
Okay.
EMF 5, EMF 5.
Ooh! I got 21 this time.
Okay. As you're asking the question and trying to focus on it, you see one of the pinpoints of light grow and seem to stretch towards you.
I will reach for it.
As you do, your hand reaches out, you touch this light. Eurydice, I need a wisdom save from you.
Oh god.
Good thing I've got +7.
Yeah, you also have the bonus from Rogar being there. His
Oh
aura.
yeah.
What is Rogar's bonus? +5?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a plus 12 overall.
I think it's 17.
What'd you get?
I got a 12. 5 plus
Plus
7.
12. 5 plus 7 plus 5.
Yes.
Yep,
So,
okay.
5
Yeah,
plus
so-
7 would be 12, and then plus 5. Wouldn't that actually be 17?
That's what she said.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not hear 17. Sorry. Brain no function in here, apparently.
You're good, man.
Okay. All of a sudden, Diana, you feel yourself forced back from the light
Oh.
into this field of stars.
No, thank you.
Eurydice, you see yourself in this field of stars, and you felt for a moment like something was reaching for you. You weren't used to this. Last time, you saw a light and saw something approach you, but it didn't reach out. This felt like it was coming right to your mind. It felt a little bit scary, and you closed yourself off from it.
Well, now that I'm in the Starfield place, Eurydice is gonna think very hard for a moment. And then she's gonna be like, show me Lee. I want to know who Lee is. I need to find out who my Lee is.
Okay, give me a
Really?
wisdom check.
$18.
Okay.
Who died?
Everybody. So, as you do this, one of the pinpoints of light from behind you, you can feel it just growing and stretching towards you. And it just draws your attention.
Well, Eurydice is gonna. Well, she felt something grabbing towards her, so she's gonna reach out towards that.
Okay.
Because
As you reach out towards it, your hand connects with this point of light. And all of a sudden, you find yourself looking at a room. Like, just a simple room in an inn. But you're not sitting on the floor, and this is not the same room that you were in with Diana. This room is much smaller. It's got a single bed in it, and it seems weird. It's like you were sitting in a chair, but you were sitting on the floor. And then, all of a sudden, your perspective changes. As if you stood up, but you don't feel like you were standing up. And you're not really feeling like you're in control here. It's like you're watching. Like you're along for this ride. As you see this person through their eyes as they stand up. And they head towards the door. They open it.
Before they can open it, she's... Is this Lee? Can you hear me?
The door opens.
No!
They walk out the door. They turn to the left, walk down to another door, knock on it, and say, "Are you up yet? We need to get going. Come on. I mean, how long was it since you saw her? I'm sick of waiting, guys."
Oh, my dumbasses.
I mean, where did she go? All right, I'll be there in a minute. Calm down. Door
and you're
opens.
She's gonna call out again. You're gonna go, Lee? Is this Lee? Can you hear me? I'd like an answer.
And as the door opens, you see a Goliath
Okay.
that looks... Wait a minute, this looks like the one you saw before.
Oh, that's that dumb fuck. Okay.
And he goes, "Damn it, Lee, we're trying, okay? We're trying. Alright? We just woke up. Give us a break." And then you hear him say, "No. No breaks. We gotta get going now. I'm sick of waiting. Did you get a lead, at least? I mean, I've been up all night, trying to figure things out. Did you at least find something?" And then you see the Goliath kind of shrug his shoulders. Maybe. Out with it! I don't know if it was luck, but I don't know how accurate it is. But I bumped into some chick when I was out hunting, and she seemed to know, Aurelio. I mean, she met her. At least she said she did. And she said something about Paneo. Well, then what are we waiting for? Why did you come get... What the hell? Why am I just hearing about this now? Oh, I've had it with you guys sometimes. You're ridiculous. And he grabs the door and slams it, storms off, and he goes and he lays back to his room and just kind of flops face down in the bed. And you...
Oh, well, that's certainly a mood.
And you can almost feel it. You can't see it because his face is like buried in the pillow.
Yeah.
But you can sense that his arms are he's like pounding on either side of the pillow with his face buried in it, and you just hear him going, "Argh!"
Yo, dude, calm down.
And then your vision fades. You find yourself back in the field of stars.
Okay. I didn't even get a good look at it. Damn. Well. Okay. I guess it's time for Grandma. and she'll focus on the old lady that she saw before.
Okay. Another wisdom check.
Okay. $15.
Okay. As you're sitting there concentrating, trying to put the image of that ghostly visage of that old lady in your head again. You're concentrating hard. No lights jump out. But all of a sudden, you feel something on your wrist. And when you look down, it's like a transparent, wispy image of a little bracelet around your wrist has appeared, and it has a symbol that you saw. It's the symbol that you know is Tenebris, and it was the same bracelet you saw on the wrist of that old woman. And it is just this kind of almost like it's smoke, just kind of around your wrist, and it seems to move with you.
Eurydice will spend like 2 seconds just going like this, just woo. And then she'll be like, okay. She's immediately going to try again, but I assume that I can't do another check, or
You can try.
can I? I'm going to try.
Okay.
Shit. Would it be possible, cause Eurydice locked her out, could Diana take this time and try to focus on Saloon?
We can get back to you in a second.
Okay.
22.
Nice.
You concentrate even harder this time. Thinking about it. Just the image of the bracelet helping to focus your thoughts. But nothing happens.
God damn it.
Diana,
Yes.
after feeling the rejection of the light that you had reached out for, you're sitting there in this field of stars. What would you like to do?
After that, Diana is going to be worried about Eurydice only because she was hoping she could actually, like, because she was hoping she could actually guide Eurydice through it so she wasn't just going into it blindly alone, but since Eurydice said no, Diana is... She's gonna be worried and she's gonna start feeling almost helpless in a way because she can't actually help Eurydice. So she's going to immediately focus in on Saloon in the sense of, I don't know what else I can do and I need help.
Okay. So give me a wisdom check.
I did, and I got a dirty 20.
Okay. As you focus and try to focus your thoughts on the goddess, you actually see several points of light that seems to be in the shape of her moon symbol, all just twinkling at you. None of them are approaching, but they are... It's almost like a constellation has appeared within this field of stars merely by thinking about it.
Can I try to go towards it?
You can definitely try. And as you attempt to will yourself through this void of space, this strange kind of lack of any material or atmosphere to really propel yourself, you find that you can't really move forward or back or anywhere. It's just all you can do is reach.
With her reaching, Diana is actually going to admit out loud that she wants the guidance. She, like, what the exact thing she's gonna say is, I know I don't know what to do, and I want to trust in you to help me. So please help me.
The constellation twinkles more brightly, and then all of the stars within it lock in and shine bright, but do not extend themselves towards you. You feel, more than anything, like you got an answer. An answer of, I'm here. But you also feel like maybe it's hesitant. Maybe there's something that's not necessarily holding the goddess back, but holding you back.
Upon feeling that, Diana, now that she knows it's, like, Saloon's actually there, she's going to admit, I made a mistake that I can't take back, but I at least want to try and fix the wrong that I made, regardless. And I know you probably won't answer me directly, and you can't just give me an answer point blank. But is there at least hope that I can fix it?
The stars in the constellation, which, after going bright and giving you that feeling, had resumed their normal twinkle, once again light up, nice and bright, and then fade back to a twinkle. And you get the impression that the answer is yes.
Upon getting that answer, she'll breathe a sigh of relief and reply with, then I'll continue to hold on to the hope that you'll give. And if at any point you can answer or help or guide me, anything that you do, I will trust in you first and foremost.
The stars very slowly begin to fade back to just being a part of the starfield once more. You can no longer see the constellations standing out from the rest. It just looks like a field of stars. And both Eurydice and Diana, you all of a sudden snap awake from your meditative trance, your eyes open. Rogar. So as you've been sitting there observing these two for the last hour,
Oh, damn!
neither one of them has moved an inch and both of their breath seemed very slow, very shallow, almost like a hibernating creature. But then all of a sudden, they snap awake at the same time.
Diana's just gonna look like so surprised, and then she's gonna look offended, and she's just gonna look at Eurydice and go, "You blocked me out,
Didn't know it was you.
bitch! I was
Rogar.
trying to help you, and you completely shut me out."
Petals for you. She'll
Rogar,
just like pull the dog
Yeah.
away.
Rogar, make a
No more
perception
head
check.
stretches. What?
I'm making
This
a
is-
perception check. I don't even remember my character sheet. Oh, it's right there.
It happens to us.
Oh, 19.
Hey.
19. Okay.
Oh,
So you notice that it's actually more of something you saw right before the girls woke up. For maybe a minute, it almost seemed like there was just this wispy smoke-like bracelet around Eurydice's wrist. It's not there now, but it almost looked like something was there. It was hard to really see it, because like it was almost like just the, a very thin line of smoke. So,
Well, I didn't see my grandma.
Did you get anything out of it?
I think I know who Lee is.
That's good. That's progress. Hey, we can go find him, and maybe he'll know more about your memories.
They're looking for someone named Aurelia, though.
Isn't that the fake name you used?
Yeah?
So, how'd you come up with Aurelia?
Well, the guy in Bennett's Bridge who I punched, he called me Aurelia, so I just...
Maybe that used to be your name?
That's a stupid name.
I didn't ask if it was nice or if it was stupid.
I don't know, it just seems stuck up.
Maybe.
I mean, you have your moments.
Shut up.
Also,
He seemed really angry and really determined to find me.
well, probably because maybe you meant a lot to him.
Maybe
No offense, but
I'm
if
valuable.
I suddenly died and I didn't have my memories, I would really hope that Jacob would try everything he could to find me.
Or maybe I stole something in my past life from him and...
No,
I'm sorry,
I'm.
what was my name
what
called for?
one of his friends, I think they met Kaya and what's her face in the woods when he was hunting, and they are headed towards us.
That's good. Maybe
don't
we'll
know.
cross paths with them when we leave. Either way, I talked to a goddess,
Cool.
and she's
Oh.
gonna look at Rogar next and be like, "So, how does religion work?"
Yeah, you're just gonna turn around. Yeah, how does religion work? Because I've only remembered ever worshiping like this demon, and it's honestly not very cool. Like he scares me a lot.
So, I don't think you
and-
can help me with my goddess, but
Oh boy,
like just
Bible study.
Yeah, okay,
How
let's
does-
pull the Bibles, you guys.
how
Sunday
does
school.
well, cause like here's the thing. Kaya and her sister kind of got in my head, and I got to talk to Saloon, and she accepted me as a follower and is willing to give me. And she said that there is positiveness that we can undo the demon thing.
That's good. My grandpa was a follower of Tenebris, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
that's fully
amazing.
Rogar. That's all Rogar.
Yeah. So, Rogar, can you explain to me the whole Tenebris thing? And what's he about?
She.
She?
She.
Tenebris? I think Tenebris is...
With Jacob's excellent knowledge in
Male?
history, would he know?
I'm pretty sure I will know.
I'm sure you would know, as it is your god/goddess, depending on what
I'm
the
pretty-
answer is.
You know what?
I'm-
Tenebris is non-binary.
There you go.
No, I'm pretty sure Tenebris was a goddess. Because every time I've heard Jason DM refer to them,
Dirty 20.
it was always she.
I will like the person she's based off is a she.
Yep.
So I'm
And
sure
yes,
over.
yep. And yes, Jacob, if you were asked about Tenebris, you would know.
Wait, is Jacob
you know,
back?
no, he
Oh,
was
an
curious
hour.
to know if he knew. But yes, you would, if someone asked you about Tenebris with that role, you would know, the basics of who Tenebris is and what they're about. You wouldn't necessarily know. Yeah. You wouldn't necessarily know the in-depth things, but you'd be able to cover the basics.
You see, Zara, so that's the way that one works. Now, the other ones that are kind of similar, kind of same ballpark, they all kind of deal with day, nights, and in-betweens area. And he's just gonna ramble on as they walk back.
While I do possess enough knowledge about Tenebris, I also know a little bit about Saloon. I mean, we're all taught during the off season, other religions. She's
No,
pretty
I don't.
close. Yeah.
The religious
You know,
off
You know, the whole
season
amnesia thing. I don't remember anything.
It
so.
occurs after the religious Super Bowl. Is the religious
Yeah.
off season? So
Where you can look, but you can't touch. Like, it's the rules. You're bound to one.
Issue trips, of course, I should have known.
But yeah, I feel like it'd be easier to go over Saloon since I have a small amount of knowledge. It'd be quicker versus Tenebris, and
No, I just want to. Cause like, if this lady was actually my grandmother, then she was wearing the Tenebris symbol, and I want to know more, like why she followed this god or whatever. Because if she's actually related to me, I'd like to know something about her or why.
People worship for many of things.
But what is Tenebris about? What is his thing? Or her thing? Their thing.
The way that I worship Tenebris is it's just the it's not the polar opposite of like light, because it would be darkness, but it depends. Like, Tenebris is pretty open. Like, we tend to like lost people. They're pretty easy because they're already in the darkness, so it's easy for Tenebris to reach out to them and help them along their path. I just know a lot of like anti-Palor stuff.
Okay, so you're not the person to talk to. I should talk to Jacob about this.
I wouldn't know if he knew anything.
Well, he's.
Like,
He
if
knows
we
everything.
sat down and like I broke down like the hierarchy, the tenets. I can tell you the tenets that as a paladin I have to follow. Like, I know stuff like that. So I don't know.
Like,
Was she a cleric?
I don't know.
Do you know where she lived?
No.
Rogar, she has absolutely no memories of her past.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is true. Yeah, because I was like, if you knew where she lived, and we could have like went over there and like asked the church.
Well, I know where I used to live.
Okay, where did you used to
Okay,
live
hang on, pause that question, Rogar, because what she thinks she knows is everything the demon told her.
No, what I
So-
know is that I woke up in which town did I wake up in, and what kingdom was it?
then? Insert.
Insert names here.
Wait one.
I woke up in the town of.
In the town
No,
of
no, 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 no.
wait for
What?
it.
I mean, Rogar would actually know. It's been so long since I've actually had to talk about Tenebrous. I have literally forgotten most of the stuff.
Making me pull up the maps.
Oh no.
Like, my version of Tenebrous isn't like everyone else's. Where the hell is my charger?
You.
The town of.
Yes, you actually woke up in the capital city of Kulin Brinflis in the kingdom of Aesthara.
That's where I woke up.
I didn't see. That was back when I worshipped Palor, so. I mean, the only thing I could suggest is we head over there, when we have the time, of course. And I mean, there's typically records, especially if she is a cleric or a paladin or anything.
Well, what if she's not?
I mean, well, I'm pretty sure she had a ceremony. I mean, if she seems so devout, I mean, I'm pretty sure Tenebrous blessed her union between whoever she was bound to. And that's
Makes sense.
technically kept in books.
Okay.
That
So,
seems a lot easier.
Diana, we have to head north to kill your mom. We have, along the way, we can meet, go through that. Ethereal, whatever. Ethereal.
You would know that Aesteril is actually to the south, west by southwest.
It's a stop along the way.
One thing you seem to forget, Yuri, I'm on a time limit.
So
Okay.
need to
Or
kill
did
your
we
mom
forget this?
now.
Yeah, so we need to go north first and then double back.
We could go to there first and like find a teleportation scroll that's cheaper than the one here.
Okay, here's the problem with that. I don't know if my kingdom has a teleportation circle.
Good point. Okay, we head to your place first.
There you go.
I
And
would
hey, look
say-
at it this way. After I take my kingdom back and the castle is ours, we can just use the resources at the castle and create our own.
I was going to say that seems like the easiest.
Yeah, but what? Don't you guys have like some bones to deliver to that church in Asteron?
We will get there when we get there. Mainly because, to get back to Asteron, don't we have to go through Oceanica? Where we're wanted?
No.
You guys are wanted in a lot of places. I'm kind of
Actually, it's only the one place we're wanted in. It's just we happen to get dragged here for the trial of it, and let me tell you, it's
Oh.
confusing.
I'm-
Which is kind of why I'm hoping the boys might find out for me if
That's
we
why I
just
was
kill the redstones, if we'll no longer be wanted.
That's why I was thinking we just we get a teleportation scroll so Jacob can teleport us there, teleport us back, and then
I mean, it is a high level spell. I mean, most wizards aren't gonna.
well then we just threaten them.
I wanted to do that earlier. That was literally an option I suggested. Or we could get some knockoff version. I'm sure they have discount versions. Probably teleports like 3 people, 3.5.
So, drop
Or we
off.
could pay to be teleported.
Oh,
Okay, so drop off the bones, I guess, and then whatever they want us to do after that, we'll wait. And then we take a boat straight out of Asteron. I think it's on the coast. Was it on the coast? I can't remember if it was on the coast. I know Oceanica was on the coast.
I think Astron had a river?
Yeah,
That's-
Asteron was on the coast.
Oh, damn.
Was it?
Yes. There were docks.
Okay. We'll take a boat straight from Asteron to the north, go kill my mother slowly and painfully like she deserves.
Good.
And then I become queen. We create a teleportation circle. We teleport to wherever Eurydice
Wait, if you're queen,
thinks she's
then-
from.
If you're queen, then wouldn't you have to stay and like rule, or are you gonna put like someone in charge until you come back?
Probably gonna put somebody in charge.
Well, then you better make. You're gonna need to vet them and all that, and that might take time. And
Look, all that really matters is that we kill the damn bitch first.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that because
There's
is
a
that because
recruiting
they have a tail?
process. There's hiring phases.
Exactly.
So much
Well, because here's the
Wait,
thing.
wait.
I remember my
Are
father
you
had
saying
to.
are you saying that she has to get a vet because she's got a tail and ears, or
Fuck you!
Yeah, she has to go to the vet.
yes?
Oh,
She has her
no.
own personal physician.
But no, here's the thing, guys. I remember my father had 2 different advisors. One of which I couldn't stand to be in the same room as him. The other one, my father trusted with his life. I don't know if the other one's still alive, but I do know the one I didn't like is. Last I remember, because my mom was kind of shacking up with him just before she
Ew.
gave me away. So, we'll find out when we get there.
Okay.
All I know is we just need to kill her first, so that way I don't die.
Sounds like a plan.
Because if I die, I can't help you get your memories back.
You
Yeah,
hear a
no.
knock at the door.
Yes.
Hang on. Who the fuck would be coming to the room? Isn't the handmaid girl still in Rogar's room?
Do not call her that. She is the future heir.
I don't know her name!
She's
Just
probably
no.
working. She's a working
Yes.
woman, and she's
Yes.
probably working.
Very hard work. That's
Who the hell would be at the door then?
I don't know.
Zeroth and Jacob wouldn't knock.
Eurydice will get up and like be like, "Hello," just like, "Who is it?" at the door.
Diana's just gonna kind of like duck behind a couch.
Yes. I have a message.
Oh.
Oh,
It says for Sir Rogar.
Okay.
Oh, you guys, I had things to do this morning. You can come in. I was
Diana's
trying to-
gonna like just kind of slowly peek over the edge of
is
the
it
couch.
the necklace? Is it the necklace?
Necklace, yeah.
The door opens, and a young man, runs in, and he's like, yes, are you Sir Rogar?
Yes.
is.
Message for you. Hands you
Okay.
his paper, and holds out a hand.
I hand him 2 gold. As I take
Thank you, sir. Thank
You're
you.
right.
And he closes his hand, and he bolts.
Oh boy, it gets a
Before
full
you-
chocolate.
Before you can change your mind, he's gone with 2 gold.
Diana's gonna look at him. Diana
No.
looks at Rogar. He's like, "Is everybody in this city poor? Is one piece of gold really worth that much to people? Or are we just spoiled?"
We're spoiled.
No, well, this town had some hardships. Let's just say that.
Because your people fucked him over?
It's the opposite.
Yeah. I start going around my sword like, I could kill everyone in here.
Hey!
However-
Hey. You know I don't actually mean anything by it.
Yeah, no. No, they suffered very bad stuff. I mean, you've seen their arena. It's very tiny compared to where I come from.
I'm pretty sure everything
Gonna be-
from where you come from is considered tiny.
Hey.
Oh!
They're
Bad!
so short. I don't know what happened. Like
He's
people
so
up north, we just grew longer.
He's like 5'9"!
I'm
That's
so
short.
tall.
Or are you 5'11"?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not. Actually, I don't remember what Jacob's height is. Hold on.
All I know is
He
you're
is-
taller than Diana.
He's
Wow.
one
that.
one
Okay.
wizard tall.
One wizard tall.
5'9".
Yeah, I'm taller than him.
You're Nick's height.
Eurydice
Yeah.
is tiny.
I'll open up the scroll and
Okay.
glance.
You take a look, and it just clearly states that your purchases is ready. You may come pick it up whenever you wish, or you can send a message along with 10 gold and have it delivered.
I have to go pick up my my gift.
Okay, have fun.
Yeah, I'll just get up and start walking away.
All right. Okay. So
No,
you go.
but then like Eurydice immediately like turns back to like Diana because she's like gone on a different train of thought immediately. She's like, so, you know, the Goliath that I just mentioned in my vision thing, whatever. Apparently he was actually the one who was there when I punched that other kid. He was the one who ran up to that kid. He was like, "Oh my god, oh no, he's been punched, knocked out, oh no." And so...
So... You've already met them?
I think so.
Uh-huh. Okay.
At least. I punched him in the face. I knocked
You
him out.
punched Lee in the face?
No, I punched another guy. I think they said his name was Orion.
Eurydice, Orion. Any other names you have off the top of your head? Are there any other constellations you'd like to add to the mix?
Little Dipper.
Regardless. Okay, so... Oh god, we have a lot to do now. We should put things in order of time priority.
Okay.
Which I feel like an ass saying that because it still puts the bones in myself first.
Fine.
Only cause death clock.
Fine. I'm in no rush.
I know, I feel bad because we're finally on a track on how to get your memories, and I was like, hey, by the way, because I fucked up and made a pact with a demon, we gotta go do this first.
The funny thing is, if we do get a teleportation scroll and teleport to Asteron, those guys are gonna show up here thinking I'm here, and then they're just gonna look all over the city, and they're gonna be sad.
Oh, what if we leave a message with the innkeeper so that way if they happen to show up asking around for somebody that looks like you or a girl named Aurelia, they can tell them, oh, they went to Asteron.
And if they're not at Asteron,
5 years later.
and if we're not at Asteron, we're at the northern whatever kingdom.
Shifter Kingdom.
Yeah. That.
Yes. Across the ocean.
Yes.
Like all the way across the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Sound good?
Yeah.
So that way they know you're looking for them too now.
But they're not like my top priority.
You know,
I
you gotta
love you,
play hard to
Eurydice.
get.
You'll figure it out eventually.
You gotta play hard to get, you know? I don't care if they find me.
Okay, so now all that's left is I have to wait for Jacob and Zeroth to get back because I don't have any more dye, which means I can't risk going out in public looking orange.
Alright, so.
Fair. And Eurydice is
Rogar.
gonna start composing a note for those.
And Diana will just strum on her harp, working on the piece she's been working on.
Okay. Rogar, so you head out to go collect the pendant that you purchased.
Yes.
And you arrive at the shop and you're able to pick this up no problem. And as you are coming back, Zeroth and Jacob, was there anything else you needed to get done while you were out and about?
Alright.
We need to go find out about the wanted, the bounty shit.
Okay, so here's the plan, right? I'm not walking in there, so I'm going to be very brief with talking to you about this, just in case things get mixed up. you're gonna go in there applying for a bounty on whatever. You can literally put it on whatever, right?
Just not us.
Just not our group or anyone of our names. And then ask the question, okay, what happens if I die? You know, what happens to the bounty then?
Okay.
All right. I believe in you. I'll be right here. If anything goes wrong, don't. Good luck.
Don't what?
Exactly. Don't. Don't. Just don't. Don't go wrong.
All right, I guess I'm gonna walk in there and improvise.
Okay. So you
You're gonna die.
you see a middle-aged halfling woman sitting on a stool behind a desk, and she says,
What can I do for ya?
Whew. So I've got a bit of a question for you.
Yes.
I'm after a bounty, but the person who put out the bounty recently passed away. Am I still gonna get paid?
I'm sorry, that's kind of something. Yeah, that person kind of needs to be able to pay.
So I'm
Did-
I'm screwed out of money right now.
Well, is it a insured bounty?
Do you know if
Who's the bounty on? I can look it
Well-
up for ya.
It's it's not from this region. I'm just passing through. I'm just curious. What the hell's the difference between an insured bounty and a not insured bounty?
Well, if it's insured, then well, they have to deposit the money with well, like for example, us, and then once we have the money, the bounty's good until that person is caught, and then the bounty hunter gets the money, or until the expiration date of the bounty, which would be 1 year after 1 year after the bounty is put in. So basically the time frame. They should have explained all this when you went in and got your bounty that you're going after.
Yeah, they didn't explain any of that. I just kind of grabbed the paper and left. God, who was it by? Red Stain something. I don't remember the name. But they were the ones that put it out.
Hold on, I can look up for you if you want.
So she starts rifling through a bunch of papers and stuff that are in a stack on a shelf, looking through.
No.
Red stain.
No, that's M's. Okay.
Goes through another bunch.
Okay. R.
Very shiny rock on the ground. Don't you think so?
Redmond. Here it is, Redmond. That's got to be it, right? Redmond. Here.
no.
No, that
Shows
doesn't
you
sound familiar.
a hastily drawn, basically a writ with it looks like a wanted poster, but it extends out much longer, and there's much more information on it. And on the sketch of the individual on there is a lizard folk. And
Redmond, right? This is the one you were looking for.
That is not my bounty.
Oh. Okay. Hold on. Redstone?
Sure, that might be it.
There's actually a couple here.
And pulls out two, and you see what could be a passable sketch of Jacob and a passable sketch of Diana.
didn't even get my hair. Whatever.
Can I see those real fast?
Yes, but you cannot leave here with them.
Okay.
And she places them on the desk in front of you.
Huh. These two look familiar. And you, this bounty's insured?
Yes.
So they're only good for up to a year?
Well, it's a year past the, if the person isn't caught within a year, we give the money back. If they want to reissue the bounty, if the person's, the issuer is still alive.
When was this bounty originally drawn up? Because I've been traveling for a while, and I still have not made contact with the person who made this bounty.
Looks like only a few weeks ago.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I think that's all the information needed.
No problem. Glad I could help.
No.
And she grabs the papers.
Hands the papers back, and I guess I'm going to leave.
Alright.
So I guess I can see Jacob now.
Yeah. You
All
just
right,
see him
So
as you walk out.
apparently there are a few different things with bounties.
Okay.
Yours two bounties were recently just put in a couple weeks ago, so
Makes sense.
you still have at least a year before the contract wears off.
Okay.
The bounty's insured, so regardless of whether that person dies, the person who put out the bounty dies or not, the money's still there, so somebody still can collect within a year. But if we kill the person who has the bounty, regardless, after the year's expired, they would just try to give the money back to the person who made the bounty in the first place.
Okay.
So,
So realistically, it's kill them, but it's not going to go away until at least a year. And if we kill them after the year, then it could be a potential another year of them with the bounty.
yes. Yeah, if a year goes by and is not dealt with, they could technically renew it for another year.
Okay.
But
shit.
yours just started a couple weeks ago, so... And they apparently it was made through this office.
Oh joy.
So
Why they went
whoever
here?
made the contract must be close.
Yeah, we're pretty sure they're somewhere in the city, but after all, trial day was,
3 days
Oh.
ago.
I believe, the day that you
I mean,
guys were.
I guess I could walk through the street shouting for Red Stain, wondering where the fuck this contract is.
Let's not.
Let's not. No, we're good. Let's just go. Let's just go. We got the information that we need. Now we know what we have to do.
All right.
This is not a let's burn the dock situation yet.
Well, I wasn't intending to burn a dock.
It's a figure.
Just an individual.
It's a figure of speech, but I do appreciate that you're willing to murder the individuals. But what I was getting at is this is more of a thing where we don't go and attack them yet, especially here.
Boring. All right.
So, anyways, let's get the stuff that you're carrying back to Diana and figure out what we're doing.
Okay. They had some pretty good sketches of you guys too. Like almost
Yeah?
spot on.
Did they get the nose right?
They always get the nose wrong.
No.
Did they
no,
get
it's
the
pretty good.
slight cut eyebrow? I know it's kind of difficult to see, especially when you have the.
I'm
Whatever.
gonna
it's
say
fine.
can't see your fucking face.
Yeah, I know it's not my
From
face.
nose up, you're just cloth.
Well, right now it's just an elf face, so I mean you wouldn't be able to see it.
Well, normally.
No, yes, I know.
Anyway, let's
Can
head back
Diana
to
and
the
Eurydice,
inn.
like, at one point, can Diana be like, hey, do you want to play a card game?
Well, Eurydice is just like pondering over a way to like this note that she's writing, and she's just like, maybe later. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Do you want some help? I'm good with words.
Yeah. Yeah.
No offense, probably better than you. Am I wrong? You're better at stabbing things, I'm better at singing and writing. It's just how shit
I
is.
have my own way with words. They just
Stabbing words.
Yeah, stabbing doesn't count as words.
Those aren't the words I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual words.
You
Threats.
technically could write if you just slightly puncture the paper with a knife. You technically can write that way.
Dip the
You
blade
just
in-
can't use the back, otherwise it fucks up the front.
Go down.
Dip the blade in the ink and write that way.
Like fucking calligraphy.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, so Diana will actually help
Calligraphy.
Eurydice with her note/letter.
Okay. All right. So, Zeroth and Jacob, while you are heading back to the inn, as you're about to turn in there, you see Rogar coming back with a small package under his arm.
Oh,
And
so what
you're
you
both
going
kind of turning into the inn at the same time.
Oh, it's a gift.
is it for the lady?
You know as well too then.
It's kind of hard when, you know, your partner is a very
Gossipy.
nosy.
Yes. Well, now the whole crew knows. Yes, I am.
All Snoop to boot.
Snoot I have given them my horse, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's. Long story short, everyone I like dies, so at least if I give them a horse, they might have a chance to survive.
Let me ask you this then. Do you
That-
like us?
Depressing.
Do I like y'all?
Yes.
I mean, you guys haven't quite annoyed me. So
Okay,
that's
so
very
then we're
great.
all
Yeah, you
by-
all
by
kind
your
of like
logic.
bored or. Oh God!
okay,
now I
we're
just-
on the border by your logic that we all may die.
Yeah. I was like, Jacob and Diane will
I can live
probably
with
die
that.
first.
I can live with that.
I
Why are
bonded
the
a
most
little too
important ones
close.
first?
Yeah, Diana
mean-
will go first. I've held her twice. Jacob has unwillingly touched me a few times, and he'll die shortly after that.
Bad.
I don't want the
You-
backstory for that.
He just placed his hand on my chest stuff more than once.
I gave you armor, but if you wanted to die to not having armor, go for it. I don't care.
We didn't even get attacked.
Hey, we almost did.
Very
Sounds
true.
like an excuse to run your fingers through his chest hair.
I
Anyway,
No,
It was very
okay.
uncomfortable. And that was back when I was like really like I didn't like people touching me. Now I'm like,
Now that he's experienced something a little more touchy, I think he is somewhat better with it.
the half elf woman helped out a lot.
Good to know. Good to know.
And I guess Diana also helped us since I have to carry her and like help
Hey.
her and head pats sometimes. So much easier when you guys are animals, not animals die very quickly anyways. So I don't
Okay.
feel that bad.
That's, I guess it's a way to put it.
Yes. Is it not? Should I not have said that?
Preferred us to be animals so we die quicker. I mean,
That
That's-
does count.
that's a way
That
of
does
looking at
sound kind of
things.
sus.
that's one way of looking at things.
Well, just
it's the difference between 6 feet and 1 foot.
Look,
Yeah.
if you're gonna bury a body, bury
Hey.
a dead dog on top
Hey.
of it. The cadavers will get confused.
Hey, 6 inches, right?
Thought it was 6 feet.
No, 6 inches.
Do not bury a body 6 inches in the ground, please.
Also, don't
Some-
bury
some-
it lengthwise.
some people got
One
the joke.
shovel of dirt on top.
No, some people got the joke.
I got the joke. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to defer
exactly.
from the joke.
Also, don't bury it 6 feet wide. Dig 6 feet down and bury the body so it's like standing straight up. So that way, there's not a lot of soil that's been disturbed.
Now, for all of you serial killers out there, take note.
Yes.
Welcome to our new stream. where we
welcome to our-
discuss how to kill.
This is the serial killer
Also
episode.
helps it burn in the
Remember,
fetal position.
remember to bury a dead skunk on top of the body so that.
And by all means, if you need to burn the body, dispose the body accordingly.
Yes.
And everyone knows the best murder weapon is an icicle.
It would melt. No evidence.
The
And
more
we're all
you know.
promptly arrested.
Yes.
Yeah, shoot the cross
Yes.
stream.
Hey, FBI guy, this was a joke. Okay.
Yeah, you
All
right
right.
there. I see you.
Yep. So, you guys are all back in the room now with the others.
Eurydice's, like, once they get back in, Eurydice's is like, okay, Diana, how does this sound? And she's this is the note that I have written. Yo.
All right.
So,
Oh.
apparently, we know each other somehow. I don't know why you're following me, and honestly, I hope it's not because I stole something from you guys. I managed to get some sort of look into the Lee's head like 10 minutes ago as of writing this, and shit, dude, you need a therapist. Anyway,
Too
I
many
know
words. Too many words.
Shut up.
It's
Anyway,
already too many
too
words.
bad. Anyway, I know you came to this city to find me, but chances are that that when you're reading this, I'll be probably on a boat headed to the Northern Shifter Kingdom. I'm not trying to avoid you guys. I'm just have higher priorities right now than getting all my memories back. So if you're still looking for me, by the way, the anxiety dude was acting. I don't think you're gonna stop. I know I'll be at insert capital of Earth scroll name here at some point. If you don't feel like crossing the ocean, see you later, Eurydice or Aurelia. I don't know.
I mean, it's very you.
I like it. I'm keeping it. And she's just gonna like fold it up.
Just make sure to address it to both Lee and that Orion guy you mentioned, because there's probably a lot of Lees. There's always a Lee. So
Yeah.
mentioning Orion might also make it specific it's for them rather than some random Lee.
Okay, then I'll just add. Also, I punched Orion. Also, I punched Orion.
All right. So, recap. You saw into his memory?
No, I saw
Okay,
him, he was, like,
so-
his like he was getting up and he walked out of a room, like he was in an inn, and he walked over to his friend's room and he banged on the door. He was like, "We gotta go find her, guys. We gotta find her. But this, I can't like not stop. I need to find her. I'm too impatient and I'm anxiety."
Okay.
And then the Goliath dude opened the door, said that he talked with Kaya and her sister, and that they said that we were in Paneum, and they're headed towards us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so long story short, I can use the stone to allow other people to connect with other people.
I couldn't talk to him though.
It's because you didn't let me help.
Okay, well then next time we do this, you're gonna help me, and I'm gonna talk to him.
Okay, don't lock me out of your head next time then.
Well, I didn't know it was you.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. Regardless, did you get the items I needed? Because the spell's only gonna take like 10 minutes.
Yeah, hey, and you look over to Zeroth. You know that bag I gave you, right?
Yeah.
Hand that over to Diana. That's the stuff that she needed.
And Diana is
Oh,
going to
gosh.
take it and immediately start setting everything up. She's like, okay, so
What's going on?
Okay, while you're setting that up, Rogar, if you want, you can go try to find Giselle. And
Eurydice
I'll
Eurydice is
sprint.
gonna take her note and like put it like in an envelope and
Okay.
address it to Lee and his dumbasses.
Mention Orion specifically, otherwise any Lee that's traveling in a group can go, oh, it's mine!
Would anybody really want to pick up a letter that says, Lee's and the dumbasses, it's mine?
Lee and his
Okay.
dumbasses.
Here's the thing, though. She's now traveling with somebody who's wanted, and if anybody connects 2 and 2, anyone who's looking for us will try to grab anything that any of us have left behind.
I'll just stab them if they get anywhere near close to us.
Okay, Eurydice, that doesn't protect the letter that's saying where we're going.
Clap, clap, clap.
Be honest, I heard most of that. That's very vague information she gave him. I'm just going across the water to this place.
How many large shifter kingdoms do you know of?
Not a fucking
Just the
one.
one.
Exactly, there is only one.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard some pretty large tribes.
Except there's a difference between a tribe and a kingdom.
I didn't say
A
that they
kingdom
were
that,
the
mind
same
you,
thing.
Redstone knows.
Again, I didn't say they were the same thing.
Also, I did mention Orion in my letter. I said that I punched him.
Is being blocked, but you guys are missing the.
I
Fine, and I'll, like, just in like parentheses at the bottom of the envelope, she'll put like, and Orion, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then she's gonna go down to the bar and like go up to the bartender and stuff.
Okay. So you give it to the bartender?
Yeah, and she's like, okay, so there are these dumbasses. One of them is named Lee, and there's another one named Orion. They're looking for me, or they may come and describe someone who looks like me.
What
If
do
they
they look
do-
like?
Fuck.
Well, I know Orion. He is like just a bit taller than me. He's got curly brown hair, blue eyes. He's got like a tool belt and goggles.
Okay.
And I know one of them's a Goliath.
So a guy with curly brown hair, goggles, bit taller than you, a Goliath, and Lee and Orion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all dumbasses. I am positive on that fact.
Okay. If I see him, I'll give him this.
Thank you.
Rogar.
yeah.
So, you're going to find Giselle, I
Yes.
assume. Okay. It takes you a couple minutes. You eventually find her. She's cleaning up one of the guest rooms in the inn. Putting new linens on the bed and everything, and cleaning it up real quick. And she's like, "Oh, sir, my sweet, how are you?"
I'm doing just fine. I have your gift.
Oh, yes, you said you had something for me.
I never got the chance to enchant it. Damn it. I'm not a pro anyways. Yes, I will hand over the box towards her.
Is this from the Diamond and Craft?
Yes, it is from the Diamond and Craft.
Oh my goodness. Her hand starts shaking as she's opening this thing. She finally gets the wrapping that's around it, it's like a nice brown paper wrapping, and then opens this box and sees this beautiful pendant that you have had handmade for her. And she almost faints as she catches herself on the edge of the bed that she was making. And she's just like, "I've never seen something so beautiful. I mean, really, for me, it's..."
Yes.
takes it up. Help you put it on.
Oh yes, definitely. I will.
Oh,
Now clasp it.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh no, do not slip and choke her. Don't let my fate come true.
And when she, you help put it around her neck, and when she turns back around, she's got some tears streaming down her eyes, and she is smiling so brightly. And they're tears of just joy. And she immediately, jumps you, grabs you, wraps her arms around you, and just plants a big kiss on you.
Aww.
And then just holds you.
I
Time to close the door.
No one look in here, please. I'm at my weakest point.
Is it? Nice.
Mage hand, close door. How dare you?
Closes the door. Did you see
Justin,
it?
you can open it.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Was it cute?
Shush, focus on making the spell first.
I will,
You have to focus. Otherwise the spell doesn't work. And then you have to do it for another 10 minutes.
I will take out a separate bag real quick. I can just use the box. Never mind. Oh, this is gonna. I'll count very quickly. 300 gold.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, this is for you and your family, just to make sure that your accommodations are a little bit better until I can provide you a castle to live in.
Oh, shit.
She seems like she is just overwhelmed with this whole thing. She sits back down on the bed and she just takes a few deep breaths. And she says, "However long it will be, I will wait for you."
As well as I.
Cute.
Swear my word on Tenebris is mine.
Alright.
Gotta get a new Tenebris trip in here.
I can't wait to tell my god Paylor all about this.
Mage hand chokes to death.
I will never love again.
So, as you, Diana, are finishing up the 10 minutes of this spell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said it takes 10 minutes to actually cast. Yeah,
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So, double check something. Okay, so what exactly are you doing now? Now that
So-
you've cast this spell.
What she's going to do is, because of the way the spell works, she's going to list off every single thing she knows about the stone and the shards of it, as well as all of the information they learned from the tablets, all of the information they've learned just from asking around, what the name of the item is, which is called the Blackest Heart, and just every single thing they have learned, she's gonna list off, because the more information she gives into the spell, the more it gives back in turn.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you give all the information that you do have. And what you get back, it feels ominous, as the words seem to just kind of appear in your consciousness. It says, "The fates do not want these stones to touch. The four of them make it whole. And those that have the souls to feed will create this as one. Once done, it cannot be undone. but everything shall be undone.
Diana's just gonna, like, immediately go ghost white when she hears this, and her ears are gonna fold back and her tail immediately curls around herself.
Now,
And
as that's happening, you get a vision in your head. You see 4, just like in your mind's eye, you see the 4 floating pieces. Each almost resembles the different lobes of an actual heart when you look at them. And all of them has a different color glow around it. One of them looks like almost an absence of glow. It's like a black aura. And you feel, more than are given words, that this controls death and undeath. And it's this, you know that this is the stone you are currently have in your possession. You see one that is glowing around the edges with bright flashes of white, then deep violent reds, orange, and yellows, then a deep and piercing blue, and then almost like a fog. And you feel that piece controls the elements.
serve all 4 elements.
Another.
Vanished. Continue.
Another seems to have this almost ever-changing glow around it. It doesn't really possess a color as much as it seems to have a glow of changing reality.
Ooh, the reality stone?
And you feel that this somehow has the power over the planes. And the last, it's actually not glowing as much as seeming to fade in and out and jump in one position to another.
Kind of like it's glitching.
Almost. And you feel that this has control over the temporal forces.
Fun.
And then you see all 4 of them come together. And as they do, what appear to be apparitions, ghosts, if you will, come from all directions. You feel them coming from living people, from graves, from everywhere. And they seem to be getting sucked into this completed stone. And as they are, it begins to bleed. A black, glowing with that same kind of black glow, blood coming off of it. And then the vision is gone, and you're sitting there back in the room.
Diana is going to actually start shaking a little bit, and she looks terrified, just downright terrified. But she's refusing to let go of the stone Like, she has a completely white knuckle grip on it with both hands. And she's just gonna, like, look at each person in the room. And she opens her mouth to speak, but then she closes it again and just starts to slowly shake her head a little bit before she finally takes a small breath and goes, "We can't give this to the church.
Yeah, no shit.
We can't give this to anyone."
Okay.
You're holding it.
No,
That's what Oak was trying to do. He was trying to get the stone back from the church so they could protect it because he had a special dream where there was like, hey.
you don't.
No, the goal was
This-
to get
this
the
is-
stone
this
from
is-
the church. We're not giving it to the
We
church.
can't let them be near each other either.
Then what do we do? Because we can't
there's 4
necessarily
pieces.
leave it there.
There's 4 pieces.
Do we have one at the bottom of the edge?
Hang on. Give me a second, Eurydice. There's 4 pieces. I have one. The church has one. We know where a third one is.
Mm-hmm.
Relatively. The one I have controls the dead and the undead. The one that we know where it is relatively controls elements. Would she know which one the church has?
No, because I do not believe that Oak and Rhea ever explained
No, they
what happened
explained.
when your
Yeah,
meds
they
did
did explain.
Okay,
explained,
if
They
they explained,
said, hey, big demons popped up.
okay, yeah,
and-
if you had explained that, then you could piece it together pretty easily.
So which one would it be? Would it be the temporal
The
plane
planes.
one, or would it?
No,
Okay,
it
the
would be
planes one,
not temporal planes,
Just
temporal
planes.
force. Yeah, there's the planes, and then there's temporal.
and then temporal
forces.
force. So it controls the planes. And the one the church has controls the planes of existence, from what it looked like.
Sounds fun.
The only problem is, if the stones converge and get close enough together, there is going to be a very, very, very large sacrifice of any and all souls around it to fuel it, and it will destroy everything.
So then we don't go back to the Asteron.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't defeat the purpose of going.
So-
Because here's the problem. It's called the Blackest Heart. It's a literal heart of something. It's not just rock. This is crystallized organ from what it looked like. This
Then
is
what's
an
it the
actual
heart
heart
of?
piece.
What is the heart? What is it the heart of?
I don't know. It didn't tell me.
It didn't tell me. How
I
fucking
mean-
rude.
Is it like
It's
the heart of the universe?
might as well be based on what each stone controls. One stone controls the dead and let me paraphrase. It controls death and undeath. One controls all
Life and death.
elements. One controls planes of existence, and then the last one controls temporal forces. And when they all combined, they absorb and destroy all signs of life and souls around it to absorb it into itself to fuel it. And then it literally, what I got told, will destroy all existence.
Okay. So my question is this. We wouldn't be able to grab any more stones since we already have one in our possession.
The church has another one.
Yeah.
We know where a
path is
third
look-
one is.
The path
This is what
looking for that one though.
Yeah. The path is looking for the
The
elements.
and I have no idea where that fourth one is, and to be honest, I'm kind of scared to look.
So, since we know the church has secured one, we've secured one. I mean, would be very bad for the path to secure one.
So why don't we get if we find out where that volcano is, why don't we just chuck it into the lava?
Because it from what it looked like, there's no way to destroy it. It literally said it can't be destroyed.
I
And
get
once
that.
they get together, they can't be undone.
No, I get
Well,
that.
then,
I get that. My point is, why don't we put it in the lava to stop people from getting it? Because you can't go into lava usually.
Usually,
volcano.
unless you have a lava golem, which can walk into the lava for you and snatch it.
God damn it.
Protection from lava, it's a great spell to have.
so here's the thing as well.
Put it in
Though.
another plane of existence.
Except
that
one of the
you can
stones
still go there.
controls planes of existence, and if you get that one, you can just teleport yourself to it.
Well, my thing is if you can get that one in general, wouldn't you be able to teleport to where the other stones are?
I don't.
And then at that point,
No.
it's defeating whoever has the stones.
Yeah.
What it sounds
It's
like
planes.
is
It's moving from plane to plane. It's not like. I think the temporal one is the one where we teleport places.
Here's the problem, guys, and this is out of character. I don't know what temporal force means.
It's like,
Time.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm a big dumb tonight, so
Time and
I'm big dumb
space.
energy.
Yeah, time and space.
timey-wimey stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. Thank you,
it's a
Doctor.
TARDIS. It's a TARDIS.
Yes.
So,
yeah, there we go.
My
The
problem
TARDIS
is
stone.
I don't know what's going to happen if two pieces get close together, because if they get close together, for all I know, they could decide to connect themselves and kill all 5 of us.
Like, how
Okay.
close are we talking?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
It didn't show me that. It just said don't let them get close together.
Jacob,
So-
give me a straight intelligence
Okay,
check.
so for me, in my eyes, it would be getting
It's
close
okay.
together would be like actually putting the pieces
Except
together.
they were
not so
floating
much
away
like-
from each other. They weren't touching. They were still floating away from each other and then decided to converge
22.
on their own.
Okay,
22,
so
damn.
Jacob. So
17
You
on
re-
a roll.
you recall that you've got these 2 stone tablets that you've spent a little time trying to research the language on it and read it, and you do know that some information on there definitely pertained to these stones, but you know you have not deciphered them completely yet.
One of them is fully translated.
One is.
Yeah,
one
the
is
other
not.
one is not.
Okay. So here's another thing to think about. Yeah, he's keeping the tablet thing to himself for now. The thing is if each of those stones have the capability of doing what they can, anyone getting any of these stones is incredibly dangerous. That is absolute power that can be used effortlessly. I mean,
So why does the
you are
church
using
want
it right
them?
now.
The church always wants weird shit.
Yeah, I can.
The church knows what it is. And if they know that it's this dangerous to let it take...
Which church?
Guys, this might seem really far-fetched. And I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
How do we know the path isn't part of the church?
Well,
How else would they gain so much power in every single city without anyone trying to fight them back? Unless, it's a cover?
the path to find the way kind of does
And
seem
follow
like the
Paylor's
light at
path
the
to
end
find
of
the light.
tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Which
Oh,
means they
shit.
already have a piece.
Yeah. Which.
There's no way we're gonna walk into that church and get that piece back. We're gonna get ambushed.
I don't feel like I would know
Was-
anything, even though I'm from the Church of Paylor.
because
Well, did they
something
talk
like
about
that
it all
goes.
when you guys were part of the path?
I didn't hear anything about the Church of Palor during
Probably because they wouldn't want
The
it to
path
be
meeting.
connected.
I will say that I brought it up during my my first encounter. I said something about like Palor's light doesn't shine anymore, and I'm now lost. I need to find the path. And I mean, I don't remember him having any type of like, hey.
I think he said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, we get plenty of people from Palor who are looking for the right path."
Yeah, he did. He did say something. Yeah.
That's not weird to you? Why would a
Now that we're putting out in the open, yeah, it does sound weird.
Yeah.
I just thought it was more like, hey, get rid of Palor.
Yeah, I'm.
I was calling
How
it at the
much
moment.
do we. Aside from church teachings, how much is there actually known about Palor?
Well,
this is the
Aside from
best
church
place to look.
manuscripts. Because there's always a starting point somewhere to religion. There's always an event that is what causes people to believe and
Would-
follow.
Jacob, no.
I start telling them why Palor became
A
popular.
history of like roughly about the time Palor may have started like getting it, like where it kind of popped up in history in books and stuff. Where
give me a
Palor
history,
was
give me a
the
history
god.
check.
I hate to say it, since I am from the Church of Palor originally, would I have any? I'm sure they taught me.
Give me a religion check for you.
Oh, I'm
Actually,
not,
or history.
I'm not history.
Ooh-wee. That would be a. Hold on, give me a second to think.
I will use my
25.
advantage
Nice.
before I even see
You're
it.
gonna use your advantage. Okay, hold on. Let me,
Yeah, I'll use one of the two I have.
one of the two you have. Let me mark it off though. Hold on.
I mean,
And if it was a history check, also a 25.
I
Okay.
rolled amazingly, got a nat 20, but I have a negative
Nice.
1.
Okay, even so. Now, both of you would know that as far as can be remembered, the Palor as a church seems to have been established fairly early on in history. Pretty much everything in history kind of there was a huge upheaval, and you would especially know this part, Jacob. There was a huge upheaval. There's not much known about exactly what happened. That the current year is 3822R, which stands for renewal. Year 0, something happened, and like pretty much the
From that
most
point, that's when like Palor's kind
well,
of.
most of history prior to that has been lost due to whatever frickin' happened then. That they kind of did a reset.
What if it was the stones? That
That's what I'm thinking. What if
But
whatever that event was
on, guys.
was
Well,
whatever?
hold on.
Hold on,
Hold on.
guys.
But you know that not long after that, it was actually the year 12 is when the Church of Palor, as kind of is now known, seems to be founded according to the history books. There's some, arguments depending on, where you're looking at the information, but it's right around the year 12, and it seems that most of the major religions happened within, their churches and stuff were founded within about a 30-year span of each other, starting right around that year 12 or 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there.
And would you say that Palor's the first or one of the first?
One of the first. Palor is one of the first. He is, one of the elder gods, and
That's
most
different.
the elder
Diana-
gods were the ones that were kind of the first ones out of that group, and then the more minor deities, the lessers and the
Question.
demis, slowly, spawned as formal religions as time went on.
Question. While she was getting all that information, would it have told her how old the stones were?
No. You do not know.
So, barring what Jacob and Rogar would have explained, Diana's be like, so riddle me this. We know gods and goddesses actually physically exist.
Yes, I've been touched by one.
There's a demon.
Um,
Who's my patron? They definitely
riddle. Ha. What
Rogar,
if this is his heart?
where on the paladin doll did the god touch you?
Right here, right here.
Realistically, what are the chances of a god's heart being split into pieces?
Oh, that would be dope.
I mean, to be a god, I know it's feasible.
Yeah, guys, think about what all of the stones do, and if you were to put all of those powers together into a single being, what does that sound like to you?
I mean, a god.
Yes, but is there
Is this
missing
the
god?
heart of the eldritch being who created the universe?
Or it's the heart of Palor.
But that seems so
Let me ask you
opposite
this.
of what he is.
Here's
Heart of chaos.
because if whatever happened on year 0 was because of Palor, all of his followers would have immediately tried to bring him into view as something that was wonderful and loving and amazing. So no one connected the pieces.
Hold on. So there's a few things that we need to get done. I need some time to heavily think and decipher a lot, and we can do that while we're journeying and such. Realistically, if we do think that Palor, or at least the church, is working in cahoots with the path, then it's safe to assume they are going to at least have 2 stones.
Yeah.
We need to find the last one at least.
We need to at least know the location of the last one, and if worse comes to worse, we need to have the last one.
Okay, so
I have an
what
idea.
I'm gonna suggest, and this is gonna sound asinine, we are not giving the knuckles back to the church.
Oh yeah, no, totally. We don't give him back to the church.
What I'm gonna say, one of us, preferably not Jacob or I, needs to go into an office somewhere, one of the bounty offices, put the bones that are in a box on the counter with this note saying it's for Redstone, and we just leave. Just give back the property. Maybe that'll give her cause to leave us the hell alone, and we just need to focus on that.
I am curious about
Eurydice
it.
was raising her hand.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Curious.
I have a terrible plan.
Oh no.
So you know the dumbasses who are following.
Yeah.
If we find
Are we
another stone,
going to give it to them?
we could give it to them.
I mean, nobody would think that it would be with them.
And they are dumbasses.
If they can
It's-
determine and find the location of a stone that no one has,
The elemental one
Through-
that's inside a volcano?
Yeah.
hey,
It'll be warm.
Jacob, by any
Yes.
chance, is there a lot of volcanoes on this planet?
Continent?
Continent? Well, I mean,
well,
Planet was
Gee.
still a very good question.
It was, but
is there a lot of volcanoes on this continent or in the region that Jacob would know?
You know that there are some very, very large mountain ranges. In fact, there is basically to the south.
I have a way.
To the
Essentially find
south,
out.
I
there
can
is
soon.
a huge mountain range that is basically considered the edge of the world because it is so freaking big that it is just assumed that the entire rest of the continent is that mountain range because it's just expansive. There's also plenty of known mountains to the north on some of the unexplored northern continents, and you would imagine that it's a pretty good guess that there's quite a few volcanoes that are around. Whether they're active or not, you don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
idea. I
Okay.
could ask Soon.
I'm not
He's
sure.
ancient. Kind of.
I'm not
He
sure.
might-
Bugging him a lot lately, though.
Here's the thing, though. He might know where a volcano is simply because, dragon, fire, warmth, cave.
It's a bit stereotypical.
So,
It is stereotypical, but it's better
not
than
a
nothing.
lot of dragons are actually cave dwelling. Some are, but
Did you just
He might-
assume his living situation?
Well, she knows he lives in a desert. The point is, he might know. He might not know an exact location, but he could at least tell us a region or an area or a mountain range where we could look, because that, or he could just ask around and keep an ear, wing out.
This is
I ear wing. I want to see what the hell that looks like.
it's pretty interesting. I'll show you later one day.
Diana,
You guys didn't see what I saw.
I understand that, but here's okay. I'm just thinking, spitballing ideas. Okay, so if you talk to Soon if you want to. I don't. That's fine with me. But we could also just talk to the dipshits who are following me again. Somehow talk to them like immediately. Through the stone probably.
I can try.
I know. And just have them keep a lookout for either volcano or magic stone that can control time
Control
and
the
space.
elements.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
I can try. Who's gonna go drop off the knuckle bones?
I
Hold
can
on.
drop off the knuckle bones.
Before you do anything, do you know exactly where? Like, is a person holding on to the other stone?
We know
the
the
church.
We know the exact
It's,
church, and his
uh,
name's Father Dimspoon.
Could
Okay. So here's the stitch with the church. They put it in like this.
oh, so a person's not
put-
holding it.
A person's not holding it. It's in a vault.
Damn. There goes that. I was gonna say because pretty much like your stone is like a scrying spell. That's I was kind of
So-
hoping.
By the way, I have excellent memory with maps and geography, so I technically could.
Would
Hey,
he know where
Zero,
What I
come over
technically
here.
Zeroth, where are volcanoes?
About the volcano?
Yeah.
Is that your question? You would know, well, in the mountain ranges that you grew up, you know that there were a couple volcanoes there. And as far as, since you're big into maps and geography because you did a lot of guide work, you've looked at quite a few of areas that have been mapped. And yeah, there are definitely some volcanoes.
Are there any big
this-
notable volcanoes?
Yeah, it was big.
Not. I would say. Excuse me. There isn't any one that stands out necessarily, but there are more active ones in the north. They seem to be, more of the actual active volcanoes seem to be in the north part of the world, not near you. Like where you grew up, there was a couple volcanoes, but they weren't active.
Hey, then we can
Okay,
kill two
so-
birds
So-
with one stone. We head to
yeah.
the north, and I get the dumbasses to go north, and hey, we meet
Now-
up.
So,
before we hand over the knuckle bones,
hey Rogar, do you know anything about his? What was the saint's name? I don't remember how to pronounce it.
Saint Aurelius.
Saint Aurelius. Do you know anything about a Saint Aurelius within the Paylor scripture?
Would I know anything? I'm
You
quite
know-
sure I had to
You know what to
study.
roll.
Oh,
Make
man.
that religion.
Or I'll give you religion or history, your choice, whichever's better.
Jeez, you guys. I mean,
I will assist you
So
because
go
I
for
have
advantage.
great knowledge.
it was decent. Oh, your roll was not helpful. Your roll was a 1 now.
You're welcome.
So 17.
17.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. You know, Saint Aurelius was he was sainted in the church of Pelor because
Aurelius, hold up.
You traitor!
no, because he was actually around the year 433, somewhere around there. But he actually traveled all over the continent administering to the needy, and often just giving
Hey,
all
guys.
all of his energy up to to healing people, even to the detriment of his own health if need be, just to help people, and is regarded as a very wonderful giving man, and so he was given sainthood by the church.
I have a really bad idea.
You guys, this is a
ooh,
person
I'm
I
all-
definitely.
tell me.
But yeah, this is a
So-
person I would have based like my whole entire life on. This is like what Rogar's about.
So
I would sacrifice my own life to heal other people.
the stone I have is death and undeath,
Mhm.
and we have the bones of a saint.
Wait,
I know how to enter the starfield to connect with the dead. I could
Okay.
try to talk to the saint.
I mean, if you're gonna try that, I would love to venture in with you.
I'm going with you.
oh
Like,
goodness.
This is something like I know I'm like a screw
Because after
Paylor,
we
but
talked to the
this
saint,
is
you
very
can help
close.
me talk to Lee, and we got we I don't know, 3 birds, 1 stone.
So
All right, now,
I-
hold up,
Oh.
Jeremiah.
hold up for a second.
Jeremiah.
Hold up for a second. So, Zeroth. At this time, as
Yes.
you're kind of watching all of them have these really out there discussions about stones and religion and everything, you think of a stone that you have, and as you're thinking of it, you realize that, holy shit, this thing's warm. You pull it out of the pouch you keep it in because it's sitting against in a pouch against your leg, and you can feel it warm up. And you pull it out, and you hear Mask's voice. He says, "Zeroth, is that you? Are you there?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh, thank God. I need some help.
What kind of help?
Well, I've been finding some of the things that are needed. But there's something that I'm busy tracking down, something that is needed to bring your brother back, to find out what's going on with him. But I desperately need the gallbladder from a very large creature. A dragon, or I mean, it has to be large. That's the only creature I can think of right now. I need a gallbladder from a dragon.
guess we're fighting a
What a
dragon too.
coincidence. I was trying to actually go kill a dragon here soon.
I mean, that's
Perfect.
True.
That is
Soon, we're killing
perfect.
soon.
That is perfect. Thank you. Contact me when you have it, and I'll find a way to get it from you.
And Diana, hearing who he's talking to, is going, tell her to keep a lookout for dark evil stones that can either control the elements or time and space.
I've been told to tell you to keep an eye out for stones that are evil,
That
And-
control the elements or time and space.
that control
Oh.
control elements
and
with
if
time
they
and
find
space.
one, whatever they do not let anyone take it.
And apparently, if you find it, fighters, keepers, losers, weepers.
No, you need to specify. Do not let anyone have it.
Don't let anybody have it.
Okay, I shall do my best.
All right, and I'll get that gallbladder for you.
Thank you. Fingers crossed. And she, and the stone goes away. And almost at the exact same time that happens, as soon as that conversation ends, the door flies open and gets slammed again as the figure of a young teenage girl whips in the room. As Jacob, looking through Hrim's eyes, you see your sister, Renee.
Okay, seeming just... Okay.
And she goes, thank God. You all need to get out of here right now.
Ooh, why?
Why?
Are there people looking for us?
Laurel just saw a young boy telling this half-elven woman
Fuck.
that he had seen Jacob in the market, walking towards the market, and I think
How would they have seen you? You've been using your seeming.
Because he
They're-
transformed while we were in the market.
God damn it.
And Diana's just gonna give him the look of, you're a fucking idiot.
Maybe if people stopped going after me about why I'm blind, because again...
So you think
This
to
is why we
change
go
your
after you.
form in the middle of a public area?
And not even hide first?
What were you thinking?
Yo, he's already
Clearly you
suffering
weren't.
enough. Let's go easy on him this time.
No.
I tried.
Either way, we were all trying to leave anyway, so
Yeah.
this just rushes our departure.
Diana is gonna reach into her bag and she's gonna pull out the knuckle bones and she's gonna look at everybody and go, do I leave them with your sister to give to Redstone, or are we keeping them and hoping to God we can give them back at some other point? Am I trying to talk to the sane or not?
Yeah.
Let's burn him
Well,
down
I
with the
don't
building.
think just because you turn him in, she's gonna stop.
Yeah, no,
Just keep it.
She isn't gonna stop as long as I have
Let's
the
leave him
tablet.
here and burn the whole building down.
We're not
No.
burning down the building.
Why burn down the fucking tavern?
I don't know, it sounds fun.
No, but just-
Renee
She-
says,
Bro,
please don't. Please don't. And she
Oh, yeah,
she runs up to you, Jacob. She puts her arms around you. She says, I hope to see you again, but for the God's sake, please get out now.
Which
Okay.
And Eurydice is like, okay, everyone, to the window, let's go. We're not going down the stairs.
Can't you guys teleport?
I can only go 500 feet,
I
Ooh,
can.
ooh.
and I need to know where I'm teleporting.
Oh, I didn't.
How many
prepare
people
that
can you
spell.
teleport at once?
Oh, I hate this. We need to get outside, and we need to get outside now.
Why?
Because I know how to get us out.
Oh
What are
boy.
you gonna do?
But make sure somebody upholds their end of a deal.
Oh shit.
Oh.
It's
Wow,
why I
demon
made it in the
daddy.
first place. So we need to get outside now.
Everyone to the window, come on.
Are we on the second story?
We're
Yes.
on like the third story.
Third.
Okay, if she opens the window and looks down, is there something they can land on?
Yes.
mean,
absolutely.
I can just walk outside and catch you.
That, you, Zeroth, you go first.
Well, Eurydice is gonna like
Okay.
scale down somehow and like just.
Okay. Give
'Cause I
me
assume like
I mean,
give me an athletics check.
not an acrobatics.
Nope. If you're climbing, it's athletics.
Yeah.
You could do horse
Wait,
stuff.
what's under us to land on?
Hold on.
Stuff.
The map,
No,
the
like,
map is
specifically.
loading. The map is loading, so I can look at it and see the actual inn, so I can see
14.
where you would be coming out of. 14 is enough. It's not
Yeah.
super hard to scale the side of this building. It's it's not
We don't
meant
wanna
to
use
be
a
an
thunder
impenetrable force. Yeah, it's not
I
meant to
don't
be
wanna
an
use a thunder
impenetrable
step 'cause
force.
That's loud.
Yeah, but actually, where you're at, the balcony off of your room you would basically have to drop down 1 story to land on the roof of what would effectively be the kitchen area of the Inn and Tavern. And then you could hop down from there, which would be another 1 story.
Oh yeah. Eurydice hops down first, and then she's immediately just like, Rogar, hand me Daydream and Nightmare.
You can't just hand 2 dogs out the window.
I was going to say that the only people that they're looking for are those 2. We can
can
just
leave
walk
the
out
normal
front
way.
door.
Okay, but we all gotta go because we need to stick together. So just get out the window.
And then just go do your thing and be boring, but I'm going out the window.
That's definitely your prerogative. I'll
Well,
meet you
I
over
got a
there.
27
Just
for
take
going
the
out the
dogs and make
window,
sure they
so
don't
I was a graceful fucking giant
Yes.
leaving this window.
Yes,
Diana's gonna go up the window.
Hold on. You actually jump and do some kind of parkour, feet first move, grab onto the window ledge, swing down, and then just kind of hop, drop straight down, and then tuck and roll. And stand
Imagine
up.
the quick draws from Assassin's Creed. That's just
Yeah.
what happened.
Honestly, I just imagine
Can
it as,
Diana-
he jumps and he's stationary in the air for 2 seconds, and he does 3 flips, and then he lands gracefully, just as
Yes.
light as a feather on the.
When Diana jumps down onto the, can she use her whip to grab onto the edge and just swing herself down?
Roll an attack roll.
Uh-oh.
How the fuck do I roll that?
Go to your
How
whip,
would I-
and there should be the hit DC.
Yeah.
You hit that.
With the whip?
Yes.
Okay.
Whip it good.
Haha! I got a 19.
Yeah, more than enough. it stationary objects are pretty
Some
easy
Indiana Jones
to
shit.
hit. So, yep, you managed to do that.
Zeroth, can you catch Jacob?
I got Jacob. Come on, I got you.
Rogar, hand the dogs. Rogar,
I'm
hand the
so
dogs to
sorry.
Zara.
Jacob's going to
We
turn.
create this elaborate police system for the dogs.
Jacob is going to turn and look at his sister. I do not remember. Did he already give away his?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, just making sure.
Mhm.
He's just gonna sit there and. Okay. I'm not much for goodbyes, so we'll see each other eventually.
Deuces.
And she gives you one more big squeeze.
Yep.
It says,
Make sure she becomes a great fighter.
Okay. And then I'll just toss Daylight out the window, and
Oh,
I'll just me and Nightmare. Me and Nightmare will just walk downstairs.
You toss Daylight out the window.
Can Diana catch the dog?
Daylight.
Gracefully, not fuck. I don't remember the dog saying you guys.
Daydream.
Daydream.
I was
Oh
like,
shit!
Right,
No,
Zeroth, give me 2 athletics checks.
Oh
You kill
boy.
my dog, I'm
All
gonna
right.
kill you.
Can Diana
Oh,
assist
yeah.
in catching the
So
dog?
for the first one,
Hold on.
25. And for the second one, I got a 19.
Okay, you managed to catch both Jacob and the dog, Daydream. So you basically one in each arm. It's good to be a big ass Goliath. So
It is.
you have no problems catching them. You just kind of catch Jacob, set him down, and then set Daydream down. And Rogar, did you hop out the window with Nightmare?
Oh no!
No,
I
he
just
met
walked
us.
up the
He
front
walked out and met us downstairs.
Okay.
I'll put
Did
my
you say
helmet
goodbye to
on.
Giselle?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I went to walk down. Like, I'm leaving now.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
So- Diana, once everybody's together, she's gonna go run for the nearest gate. Just keep running. If they see us, it's fine. I'll figure out how the fuck to get his attention in the meantime.
Okay. As you are running, all of you down the middle of the main thoroughfare, you're kind of drawing attention by, this group of 5 people running with 2 dogs running along with them. One of them, this big ass Goliath.
We're
As
training.
as they're going. So, distraction needed or anything?
Sure.
Here, let me try
Eurydice will
this.
Turn around and she'll blast the nearest thing with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
That's one.
Well, that's
All right.
one way to become wanted.
Jacob
So
will grab out soft clay. And as he turns very quickly and just like pulls the clay out of his pouch, rubs it across the top of his forearm, and you can see this energy shoot out of arcane nature as he throws it into the ground behind him and just goes, "Well, I hope this works. You'll do fine. Just, don't kill people, just destroy things." And you watch as the clay gathers the stone around it as it slowly forms up
Oh, wonderful.
as a large, maybe about the same size or even bigger than Zeroth, as an earth elemental just...
well, is it classified as large size?
It is classified as a large creature.
Then it is bigger than Zeroth. Zeroth is a
Towering
medium
over
creature.
Zeroth,
Wow, Zero.
and just
Eurydice is
goes
still
to
just
the closest
blasting stuff.
stand that's in the way and just...
Okay,
Diana, as they're running, she's actually going to pull out a small dagger, and where the burn is on her arm,
Mhm.
she's actually going to cut a thin line, and then as they're running, go, "Okay, it's your turn to hold up the end of the bargain. Teleport us somewhere that isn't here."
Now.
So
Fuck.
now,
God, you should
So-
have been more specific.
so now,
You never trust Google
now,
Nav.
hold on. So now, as Eldritch Blasts are flying, a large
He's not
earth
aiming
elemental, as a large earth
Present.
elemental appears in the middle of the thoroughfare, and people scatter as it starts to smash nearby buildings, wherever it can find some place to hit. All of a sudden, walls of flames on either side of you, basically near the sides of the street, almost lining it, shoot up and create a pathway that leads straight out of this main thoroughfare all the way down out of the center of the city, through the rest of the city to one of the main gates, and then from behind you, you hear, "It's them!" And as you look back over, Eurydice
No, it's not.
definitely notices.
I see all.
You see a familiar-looking half-elven cleric pointing at you guys. And
It's rude to
then,
point.
When
the
Question.
flame. Hold on. And then the flame from the walls begins to close off behind you,
Wait,
obscuring
where do I
their vision.
recognize this half-elf cleric from?
it's
It's Varaine.
fucking
It's
Yeah,
it's
Varaine.
Varaine. It's Varaine.
My other future wife.
Oh.
the chick who kidnapped me.
Yeah. Okay.
That was blessed.
I like that.
Mhm.
Just. I remember
And-
everything or nothing. There's no
Yes.
in between.
And then the walls of flame close in behind you, basically obscuring your vision from each other.
Can Eurydice get one last Eldritch Blast in, specifically at Lorraine?
Roll an
Varaine.
attack.
Varaine.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Varaine. Roll an attack roll.
Lorraine.
Why not?
And I have a question. When
24.
we get nice,
You think it hits, but you can't tell because it just gets past as the flame wells close, so you don't see the impact. But
I
you
have a
thought it was
question.
on a pretty good trajectory.
Good.
Yes. What's your question?
when they get near the gates, is the fire giving them enough time to just grab horses and go?
Just let me explain.
Magically appear.
So as
Fine, Steve.
Nay. So as the flame closes behind you, it begins rushing towards you
Oh, shit.
at the back. And superheated air begins to swirl and move, and you feel all of yourselves, including your two canine companions,
Bees.
Oh, good. Thank God.
lifted on a cushion of air, and you are now sped at 5 times the speed you had been running. And you basically are shot almost like a cannon out of the city. You land several, like 50, 60 yards away from the main gate, which is now, and it hurts. You take a little bit of bruises and stuff. I'm not going to worry about it as damage. You're banged up and bruised up. And you can see that the flame has basically closed off that main gate that you just shot you through. The entire thing is up in flames. There's no way anyone is getting through that to you guys. You also see lots of smoke coming up along that trail, as if buildings along that thoroughfare have potentially caught on fire. There's lots of black smoke coming up from there. Hopefully they can get it under control.
And Diana's like, okay, that was a thing. We need to move.
Yep.
Yeah, so
and that
which-
is where we will end for the night.
Okay.
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 All right, so that is it for tonight, everyone. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you had some fun. Don't forget, please donate to the Extra Life campaign. We're doing an Extra Life charity drive. There's the link. It's for a great cause. And hope to see you all tomorrow for the collaborative build stream in Tailspire, where we've got some of the developers of Tailspire in there. And then next week for our Halloween episode, where we're going to find out what the party's going to be doing next, now that they just got potato gunned out of the city.
Jectocito, cuz.
And
Like,
find out what they're going to
once
do now. So, thank you all, and hope to see you soon. Bye!